Xana. I was about to go live with all of my equipment, and then I realized that I actually can't. So I completely fudged up. But I need headphones. Oh, hold on, this is awesome. Better suit. I'm waiting for people. They're all supposed to be in here right now. I thought I was going to do this on my computer. It sucks because I completely forgot that I can't. I'm just going to forget it. Okay, they should all be here. Donnie boy, what up, Donnie? How's it going? So I'm gonna have a panel of people in a couple minutes when more people come. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate Turks. I appreciate Stinkbug for bringing you here. Vanna. Okay, so I said that I was gonna go live with one person, but now I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how this goes. Let me make sure I know how to. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. Okay. I was checking my phone's dad. My phone's dad. Can you tell she's a little bit tired? I'm staying up late for my dog, though, so I would have to be up late. But yeah. So I'll have to like rewind here. Um, yeah, I saw the eclipse over here where I am in Canada. It was freaking amazing, and we could see it clearly. Oh. Okay, so I am going to BRB. Let me copy this link here. Okay, Xana is also allowed. Wait, no, Xana, you don't have. Do you have Bluetooth headphones yet, bro? Because I'm gonna need you to get Bluetooth. Possibly. Possibly. Where's mom? Where's mom though? Okay, well, I'll send you the link. I'll send you and Monk the link. That's probably what he. Yeah, I get it. One up. Do you have Bluetooth headphones? He's fine. Herman's gonna only possibly be. Okay, well, if it's gonna be Herman and or Monk, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I think that me, Herman, and Monk have known each other long enough. Actually, one up just so broke, but like still. Um, yeah, one up has honorary moderator status tonight. Possibly because I might. One up, I don't know you anywhere else. How do I give you the link? I don't know how to post a link in the chat. Let me see if I can actually find it. I wonder if I can do this. Because I'm Johnstone here too, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. That was stupid. I'm pretty sure I can StreamYard, and my friend was telling me I can StreamYard and force a crowd. Oh boy. Yeah, no. Xana's not going to be here. Oh, interview. Wow, how was it run? Xana, tell me all of the details. I really want to know. And tell me wherever you want to tell me. You know, this is a safe place, but I would love to know. Yeah, Andrew Element, Johnny says Stinkbug. Stinkbug's here. Yeah, we is gonna have a crazy hyped up talk if it's me and Herman and uh, Monk. Monk, And one up, do you have a Bluetooth? And Xana, please do update me. Like, send me voice messages galore or something, because I'm a voice messenger officially. Oh, you wanna know how Stinkbug's doing? I know something. It's a secret. Stinkbug shaved his mountain man beard. Xana. Did you like, what do you mean freaking out? Like, were you internally feeling the anxiety or were you, it was kind of like, like, I know we feel a lot, like we can feel like it's showing the anxiety, but like a lot of the time, like a lot of people who have told me, and me too, when I'm like, oh my God, I'm having an anxiety attack, it's like, mm, it's not so bad. Whoa, I'm entering the studio with another thing. Oh my gosh, you guys can be able to see me in two ways. Wait, I'm gonna have to mute one of my mics. I want to check it. Check. Okay. Huh. I wonder if I can. Oh, you stumbled? Yeah, stumbles aren't that bad. I don't think stumbles are that bad. That's really not. You is fine. You is fine. Wait, is anyone trying to join? No one's trying to join. That's really okay. I feel like I'm on double. Wait, why isn't that thing working? Oh, it's being used by OBS. I get it. How is it different? The yes. Tell me how it's different one up because I'm actually just trying to figure out how to OBS to get like all of this over because then I actually sound like a radio host. It's very badass. Does the music sound awful? Because I can finish with the music because I know there's lots of echoing. OBS, load. Start streaming. How did I do that again? But then I can't have other people. Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Thank you, Zane. I appreciate your support. And literally, you can vent into the void of my messages where I'm not responding temporarily anytime. Anytime. I mean it. Like, just let me know how the interview went in detail. Just vent about it. Unless you already did with like Giselle and stuff, then I totally get that. And I get if you're tired and you want to sleep, we'll talk tomorrow or something. But like, yeah, there's more mono. Okay. So I'm gonna just do one thing here. I'm gonna try to drop StreamYard into. Wait, what happens if I do this? Am I gonna just double StreamYard myself? Wait, how come it says I'm live? How did I just start another live? Okay, wait, I don't know what's happening there. That doesn't make sense. Okay, bye bye. Bye, Santa. Everybody say bye. We love Santa. Bless up, Stink. Wait, Stink. Okay. All right. Cool. That's one up's little childish. This is me. I'm waving goodbye. Hey, Herman. How possible is this possibility of you going live with me? Because usually Xana, yeah, possibility, possible. You said possibly. I'm trying to read that word right now. Failing. But, yeah, because Monk's not here. Why would he say that he will be here and then not be here? Like, and I'm trying to make this work. I am trying to figure out how to make OBS and StreamYard work together. You know what? What if I just Google that shit? OBS and StreamYard. 'Cause in streaming, well, that might be a little bit more difficult, but at least I'll know that my sound is like way better. That's your actual photo, yes. It's a little baby. Oh, I burped. It wasn't me. Yes, it was. Damn it. Oh, it wants me to do OBS virtual camera with StreamYard. Okay, so I don't. Pasqueezy. Oh man, I gotta like restart my browser and shit, y'all. Yeah, I'm not ready for this shit. I have OBS virtual webcam on here. I could do that. Yes, see you later, Stink. I wasn't saying you don't have to be here. I just gave him like a warning shit like that. Last time he was tired. And he said he was tired. So if he's tired, then to get his sleepy Z's. But yeah, see, there's only two people in here now. See, if this was Monk and Herman, I would be so exciting. And I would be exciting. I'll be excited. I'm trying to speak of the English, y'all. Okay. No, what if I just want to? Okay, this is not the answer I was looking for. Wait, when I'm doing OBS, can I invite people? Oh shit. I don't think I can. Wait, whoa. Oh, it's telling me what to do in OBS. Hold on. Oh, I see. Oh my goodness, there's quite a bit to set up. It's not cool. Yay, Herman, you'll be right in. How beautiful. How wonderful. And then if Monk ends up here, then we. Oh, I looked away from my mic like I was using my mic. Okay, I still need to figure this out. Okay, why isn't there just easy words? StreamYard, OBS. Okay, OBS forum. It's all virtual. Okay, shit. Kind of wanted to do it from a computer because that's where I have everything. How do I achieve what StreamYard does using OBS? Hmm? Oh, huh. OBS Ninja. Okay, I don't even think I have that. I'm like reading. I'm researching. I'm nerding out right now. I need my producer. He's the one that made my. I was so excited because I was gonna come on here and I was gonna be. Wow, I can hear myself really well on that, and it sucks because that's not what I'm using. I wonder if I can hear myself if I. Yeah, this is not easy. Wait a second, I have a Reddit account. Found cat. Oh no, meow. Oh, there's a found cat and stupid. Hmm. Okay, I don't know why I got distracted by it. I just read a whole entire forum about a cat that got lost. I was like, I was having a hard time getting through it. Okay. And where's Monk? Damn it, I swear to God. Okay, okay. Well, it's gonna be me and Herman. And then if Monk does come, then, well, he said he's in. But I thought I was gonna do it on my cool live stream with my cool animated gemstone around. And then it says gemstone on the bottom, and then it looks way cooler. And then you guys can hear me on my actual professional shit. But then I realized I don't know how to use that setup while StreamYarding or doing what StreamYard does. And so now I'm just, I shouldn't have done that, but you know, I said 18 plus, y'all. I did. Okay, so all I would have to go is YouTube Studio. Okay, let's go to YouTube Studio. Mm. Do I just give people, hold on, stream URL? Okay. What I want my, next time read it out loud so we can all join. I think oh no, I don't have it open anymore. Oh, yeah, it was a sad day. It was very sad. And I'm like the entire minute that I spent reading about the lost cat was a sad, sad day. It was a very sad, sad day. um, okay. So, okay. How do I like I did this sleep live stream with this, and how do I start a new oh, okay, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning, I'm learning. Default stream key. What if I just gave you guys my stream key? If you guys have YouTube Studio, I don't know, then maybe I'll be able to. I have no idea. I have no idea how to use my proper setup on OBS. No, because see, on StreamYard, it sucks because you can't even sing. Like, I had my friend Xana playing the guitar, who was just in here, and he was playing, like, "Don't look back in anger, I heard you say," and I was, like, trying to sing to it. Sorry, I just heard my neck crack, but I'm broke. Yeah, and when I sang, you couldn't hear him, and then well, oh, yeah, that's because he didn't have Bluetooth headphones. Yeah, I'm still learning about technology, like, right now. This brain is running on Windows 95. I have not updated yet. I must I must reboot one day and just completely update, but we can do a Bob Marley duet, I think. We did what did we do? No Woman, No Cry. We did, Is This Love? What else could we do? We could do Jammin', which is, like, the most stereotypical Bob Marley song, but we would be jamming. That's awesome. Even just a cappella. Well, no, he was playing, autocorrect. What you was saying, bro? I don't even understand. Buffalo Soldier. Yeah, I sing that song to myself, but I don't feel like, yeah, I'm not too sure. Um, I know Santi Gold is not necessarily reggae, but I'm really into Santi Gold right now. I always have been since high school. But is that even say it? Santi Gold? Santigold. Santi Gold. Yeah, it's really, really awesome. Thingy. What am I trying to say? It is a really awesome. They're a really awesome band. Hi, Neener. Come here. Come. Yo, that was horrifying. 10 cc. Nice, Donnie. Thank you. Thank you for participating. I'm always, always happy when people is in the chat and they like music because music is the universal language. Not for just love, but like peace and understanding and communication. You don't even have to understand the lyrics to music. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh yeah, I was trying to say hi to my dog. Hold on, let me try to do that again without dropping you and logging off. Come here. What's wrong? You okay? Are you okay? Do you want your gabapentin? You are in pain. Let me see the eye. Let me see it. Okay. Oh, okay, baby. I got you. I got you, honey girl. I know that's annoying. Oh my goodness. Oops. Like a phone is hitting things. Let me see, let me see, let me see. Is that better? Did I help Nina? Did I help this little Nina girl? Why you have to lick me? I'm saying thank you. Okay, can I go? Ew, you have stinker breath. You just got all your teeth removed. Kind of gross in there. Okay, here, here, here. Let me take this off. Here. Is that better? I'm grooming you, so you're grooming me? I see. I know you can't groom yourself right now. I've got you. All right. Okay, okay, you're okay, you're okay. Good girl. I love you. I love you. I do love you. You are my sweet, sweet baby girl. I might go outside because I might need a smoker. I'm a hippie from down south. Music is my jam. Hey, Donny boy, if you're subscribed to me, check out my music. Um, shameless plug. It was all about shameless plug. Yeah, Neil Young. I love Neil Young. I saw Neil Young at Massey Hall, man. It was great. It's okay, baby. It's okay, my baby. But it's so okay. You don't have to give me the kisses and grooming. You need to sleep yourself. Baby is okay. Oh, I love. Oh, what's wrong with you? I love Neil Young. I hit the city and I lost my band. I watched the needle take another man. Gone, gone, the damage done. I sing the song because I love the man. I know that some of you can't understand, but oh, that's so sad then. Every chunk is like a setting sun. Bam, 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 do, 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 do. Ooh, love Alice in Chains. Mm. Seattle grunge. Are you from Seattle? Dude, I always wanted to like go to Seattle until I realized just like it's a place like where I live near Toronto, kind of like
Yeah. And like Kurt Cobain and the depression and the kind of music that comes out of there. I wanted to go there so I could feel that kind of life and be that kind of a musician. But yeah. Yes, every time we speak of Chris Cornell, I like dissociate because I loved that man so much. Him and Chester Bennington. First, Chris Cornell outed himself, and then Chester Bennington outed himself 7 weeks after. And it was like, we just lost two of the best frontman individual artists of our time. And uh, to depression, not even drugs. Shitty. Is it different vibes in Seattle? Oh no, I'm not from the West Coast. From the west side of America, I am the sick boy. I come from the east side of America. I am the sick boy. Don't listen to the. What is that song? How does the song go? It's songs that I've been listening to recently. Anyway, sorry, man. I feel that my music taste is kind of electric, but I have to get more mindful energy behind what I was listening to. In moderation, indeed. I listen to, you know, STP and Audio Slave on reserve and Linkin Park on reserve. Usually when I need to process shit. Yeah, rest in peace. Which hand do I use? This one. There we go. I'm so not religious. Oops. No, being on the side. Eyes off to Electric Light Orchestra. Redbone. I love Redbone. That's good shit. It's like classic rock, but like better. Today's version of what like rock and roll should be. Yeah. Yeah, the depressive stuff is like a really like warm but also icy cold hug of just yeah. Yeah, I couldn't absorb it. I'm still kind of in denial, and that's why I kind of still dissociate when we talk about these artists. Even like David Bowie and Prince, like those are two of my all-time favorite artists in the whole entire world. And I felt a piece of me die. I must say, as a musician, like as a musician that was very inspired by Prince and by David Bowie. Just those were sad, sad days for music history, man. All those days. See, now I'm talking about depressing stuff. Look what you did. We should be listening to reggae. I should listen to Santi Gold. I'm going to, and I'm going to sing, and it's going to sound horrible because I'm on StreamYard. Let's go. Arr, arr, arr. What's she doing wrong? Everything? That's okay. We'll figure it out. I wonder if there's Santi Gold. What's it called? Karaoke. Hey, Bonkaya, how's it going? Eh. Okay, so I'm supposed to take jackets away because the party's over. How is it going, Bonkaya? Good afternoon. It's 2:48 in the afternoon for you. It's well past midnight here. Been on a repeat of Stone Double Bot, Pearl Up Jam. Few similars this week. Yeah, me too. One up. Oh yeah, McCulkin. That's true. Oh, I've got music playing. Hold on. Let's go here. I love Santi Gold. Oh my god. Desperate Youth karaoke. Let's see if we can do that. I'm gonna now. Okay, now One Up's gonna hear my patois accent. I hate that joke. I think it's silly. Oh look, it's little baby One Up. That emoji is forever gonna be one up to me. I'm Huh? Yeah. Yeah. It would have created a black hole, and you are correct, Donnie. You are so correct. We we wouldn't exist. Or maybe it already happened. You know, maybe some kind of amazing music miracle happened and it united us all, and we're all actually like in like some afterlife, just like dreaming like brains in a vat. It's funny when I'm not even stoned and I'm having these thoughts like, what is gonna happen? They have Desperate Youth karaoke. No way. No way. Are you kidding me? This is so funny. I'm not as cool as Santiago at all. Oh shit, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, are my speakers even? Oh, yeah, I should use my speakers now because I'm not using. Okay, oh my gosh. Having a studio set up and like studio speakers and all of this damn stuff. It's confusing. Turn that off. Chicka-choo. That's right. Chicka-choo. Are we gonna hear? Ooh, wait a second. You know what? Actually, I don't care if I don't get monetized for this. And I think that I can go somewhere. I'm not too sure. Oh, MLSO, Bankea. See that? I don't know if I know Duncan Trussell. It does sound familiar too. How did you know? How did you know? Chicka-choo, chicka-choo. Ooh, that's very interesting. I'm gonna have to write that down. I'm gonna write it down. I always say "let me." It's such a Guyanese thing. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me go. Like no one's ever holding us, but we're like, okay, let me go. I always got so annoyed when I was a kid. Like, why are you asking permission? Okay, what am I writing again? Duncan Trussell. Okay, done. Done. Looking into it. I need new everything. Just like new everything. I need new books. I need new music. I need new references to just everything. Ooh, 6-inch woofer. Woo, your patio system, eh? Is your JBL speaker waterproof, dude? Thank you so much, Bonkea. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, screw it. I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna not be monetized. I'm singing. That's not the real version. How does that sound, by the way? Because I've never done karaoke with StreamYard. If it sounds shitty, I'm gonna stop. Don't look ahead, there's stormy weather. Another roadblock in our way. But if we go together. Inside here we stay. We start our dreams to carry us. And if they don't fly, we will run. Now we push right past to find out what do we want they are lost. Oh, I know now we want more. Oh, a life worth fighting for. Oh, know where to come more. Oh, a life worth fighting for. And better, they got the rules that we can't break. Hey, Herman, they want to sit and watch you wither. Are you on mute too? Okay, I can't do all this at the same time. Why can't I hear you? Are you speaking? Oh, you're on mute. Okay. It's our dreams to carry out. Oh, hi. Hi. That's a private chat that you're speaking in. I just heard you for a second. Did you stop again?
I was waiting for karaoke to finish.
Oh, well, then I'm going to go back and continue. Did it sound decent?
I can hear
You can.
you. I was just trying to figure things out. I didn't want to interrupt though.
You can't hear the music, though, is what you're saying.
I can hear everything.
Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going to go back. I'm going to sing because I love this song. Okay, mute yourself. Figure everything out. Nice. I didn't even have to. Okay, cool. Okay. Love it. So let them say we can do better. They have the rules that we can't break. They want to sit and watch you wither. Their legacy's too hard to say. Oh, we set our dreams will carry us, and if they don't fly, we will run. Now we push right past to find out what do we want, they are lost. I know now we want more. Life worth fighting for. Oh, I know now we want more. Oh, life worth fighting for. In their hands, head in their beds, and their eyes it shows. And the vegan breaks what then? You're asking, they don't know. Oh, tell me that I turned my back while the odds all stand beneath me. And they all said I was misled, but now the odds all stand beneath me. I frozen to the core. A life worth fighting for. Oh, we set our dreams will carry us. If we don't find, we won't run. Now we push right past to find out what we want they are like. I, we know now we want more. Oh, life worth fighting for. Oh, so they double it up so that it's like not copywritten for them. Illinois vibes. A life worth fighting for. We done run, but don't hear what they say. Now you become cancel nothing in our way. We done run, but don't hear what you say. Now you become cancel nothing in our way. I should have done it with the accent. I forgot. Okay. Welcome to the show, Herman Rome. Mr. Rome, how's your night going?
It's going, not too eventful. Just kind of doing tedious cross-referencing for files on Windows. So there's that.
That sounds very tedious and boring.
It is, but necessary, and I'm kind of happy that I'm finally taking the time to do it and holding myself to like, all right, just sit, check the check the list, just do the thing because it's something I've been putting off for a while. So I'm actually kind of happy that I'm doing it.
That is true. Oh, okay. So One Up's like, I think I know him. His picture looks so familiar. Yeah. Wait, and One Up says, are you a computer guy? And Fuzzy is giving me my McDonald's because it's not time yet. It's only 1 a.m., Fuzzy. I have to wait till like what, 5 a.m. for me, 4 a.m. for McDonald's breakfast? I want hash browns. Herminator. Herminator. I just saw that. So, Herminator, are you a computer guy?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Because I switched out of the app for a moment to see if I can go on YouTube and see the live chat. But with that being said, I'm not much of a computer guy necessarily. I've done some light computer training, like just when I was in Job Corps, and being a music producer, you gotta become a bit more computer literate as well. So
Mm.
I wouldn't necessarily call myself a computer guy, but I'm not completely computer illiterate.
Like me. I'm technology illiterate, actually. But yeah. Yeah, no, Herman's very, very smart and intelligent. So if he needs to get shit done, he gets it done. He's like his own mechanic. What else are you? You're your own mechanic.
Um, I've been my own recording engineer from time to time. I've learned music production. I don't know. I've just always kind of had to learn things on the fly. So whether it's physical labor stuff, so like light carpentry, to I was in a painters union, to being a moving foreman, to I don't know, like fixing some plumbing for my mom, to whatever the case may be. And honestly, a lot of it's just being confident in your ability to learn or take on things because most of the information is available on the internet. Like you can find pretty much anything on YouTube. So
Yeah.
if you aren't totally intimidated by the process and you're willing to watch a few videos, you can see if it's something that you can handle or not.
Yeah, the school of YouTube, right? It's friggin' has
Absolutely.
everything.
That was one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. My cousin said go to YouTube University for anything. And this was while he had me out in we're from the Chicagoland area. He had me in Phoenix, Arizona. This had to be like at least 10 years, if not more ago. But he had me in Arizona helping him doing video work because he was self taught and doing highlight work he was a former college athlete, as was I. So he started doing highlight
Mm-hmm.
tapes for kids to help them get recruited. And he got invited to this combine in Arizona. And I was out there helping him. And he was telling me that. I was like, I mean, it seems effective. It got you here. And he's been featured on ESPN and like all sorts of other different cool stuff. So
Oh, man, that's crazy. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat for you. Okay, here. So I'm gonna put it on my PC so that I can actually see it. Oh my god, you're a goat. You're a ram. Wait, what is that?
well, I was thinking more goat just because I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, yeah, I got it.
And there's a moon
And
in there, like behind the horns. So
yeah, I dig it. I dig it. Okay, so Fuzzy's like giving me McDonald's, right? Then One Up asks if you're a computer guy. Fuzzy gave me a happy face. Then One Up goes 50-cent cheeseburgers tomorrow at McDonald's, once in a lifetime opportunity. Donnie comes in the chat out of nowhere. OMG, really? What's the occasion? One Up. I see he's no like a programmer or anything cool. Okay, cool. No idea, Donnie. Got a flyer in the mail. Was looking for a MEV bot, but need a programmer type guy. What's a MEV bot? And then Donnie was like, "What the fuck?" Because like, why'd you tell us there's 50-cent burgers, bro? Don't get me excited like that. Can someone explain what MEV is in the chat, or MEV bot? What's MEV bot, dude? But yeah,
Okay,
Herman,
so
if you're on, oh yeah, what up?
okay, I'm going to do a quick test right now. So I'm in the app, and then I'm going to move out of it, and tell me if you can still hear me.
Oh,
Can
tight.
you hear me? Can you still hear
Yes,
me?
I can still hear you.
Awesome. So
Oh, and now I can't hear you. If you're still here. Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
think
now I
once
can
I
hear you.
engage with the, I think once I engage with the different app, then it shuts off.
Yeah, that's what I was doing 100 times. And my own viewers just got left with like just live gemstone. And yeah, StreamYard sucks. So you have to have like a PC running if you want to know Wagwan.
Gotcha.
But I can do it. I mean, like, there's only like 3 people in the chat. And I think you're one of them. So we've got just 2. Oh, wait, unless Fuzzy is here. Yo, Fuzzy.
Yeah, no, because
But
I
yeah.
left. Technically, I left YouTube, so it wouldn't be me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's not you. Um, um, okay, now one up says there is 59-cent cheeseburgers tomorrow. Are you just okay in Canada or like in America land? What you was talking about? Herman or Donnie, have you guys heard of 59-cent burgers?
Yeah, it's a thing that happens. I feel like they do it maybe once a year or something like that. And yeah, it's a thing.
Holy sh! Why wasn't I aware of this? One up's like, look it up. And
I
the
don't know.
bot. Okay, the bot is just a specially programmed trading robot for automated crypto trades. Oh, but yeah, you better shush. People do get upset at crypto geeks or whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at being very mean. Oh my god, I almost fell over a little bit. That's okay. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna say about the 59-cent burgers, Herman.
Nothing is. I'd say maybe it become. I think they do put a cap on it. Like there's a limit to how many you can buy or something. But I guess you could just s- patrol around town to various locations and stock up if that's what you're really into. Um,
I would
I
get
think there's
so
only so
sick.
many you can eat.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I would want to. I would want to like, like bar hop the McDonald's, and I wouldn't make it past one. I'm sure. I am
Yeah,
gonna
I
look
think
it
I'd
up.
max
One
out at
up.
like 3.
Oh god. Okay, I could probably do 2, 3, 4. No, I could probably force 5, but then I wouldn't move for about 5 days. So.
It really comes down to how well can you reheat a McDonald's hamburger or cheeseburger
Oh,
because
I'm
like
a pro.
some things reheat better than like their fries. If you don't eat them when they're fresh, I don't know that there's really a way to save them. Maybe you can do it in like an air fryer or something.
Oh my God, they're not just cheeseburgers for 59 cents. They're double cheeseburgers. I want McDonald's now and for breakfast.
Whoa.
I know. I love it. And I love their non-cheese cheese.
Ba
It's
da
just
ba
so
ba
good.
ba. You're loving it.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Oh God, I forgot. I'm subliminally just like hypnotized by McDonald's.
Have you been sent here to as like a covert agent of McDonald's to endorse the brand and get us to all go and run and buy the cheeseburgers?
Maybe me and maybe One Up's just like dropping it in the chat. I was like, yo, at some point in the live stream, we gotta rep the McD's.
You an industry plant?
You know how to make a Big Mac and out of a double cheeseburger? One Up. Hey, well, I'm one upping you because I know how to do that too. You just ask for the sauce. You get some lettuce on it. Boom, Big Mac.
I
You
gotta
think
say,
you're
at
so
this
smart.
point, the only thing I really buy from McDonald's at this point is coffee and apple pie.
Mm, yeah, I'd like to do that in T minus 3 hours and 50 minutes. Or is it 4:30? Maybe I should just get McDonald's now. You know what sucks? I Uber Eats McDonald's, and I can see the Golden Arches from my balcony. Like, it's
I was
across the
literally
street.
about to ask you, like, is it close to you or is it like?
It's like a 2-minute walk. But it's dangerous here. I've been stalked. I've been followed to my door. I have been basically kidnapped. So like I'm like, yo, paying like $20 on top of the meal is worth it for me. Just also, there's a lot of people that hang out at the McDonald's that are sketch at night, um, and I don't drive,
Man,
so
that's intense.
yeah, that's the life. That's me living life on life's terms, just giving in to the man.
Mm.
Take my money, people. I want my addiction.
Yeah, I guess in that sense, but I'd say like getting the Uber Eats is like more an investment in security, which you can't pay too much for security.
Ah, thank you. Very true. Yeah, Canada ain't sweet. Trouble lurks. One up is Canadian, I suppose, and says these things. Hello, Lane. How are you? It's me and Herman up on the mic, and we are just talking about McDonald's. Do you like McDonald's?
Yes,
Wait, Herman, if I
What's-
leave you for a second and see where Monk is, do you wanna will you
sure. I
entertain the
can.
people?
Sure. What could I do to entertain the people? I could come up with
I
something. I'm used to hosting things.
This
No
is
worries. I can handle
true.
it.
Yeah. Even though you can't see the chat? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I can't see the chat, so I'm going to freestyle. How about this? How much time do you think you need?
I'm just literally going to see if he have the message or not and if he responded.
All right, I'll give you 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be back by then.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
So
go.
go. Hi guys, I'm Herman. So yeah, I'm a person. I'm a middle-aged black man, roughly from Chicago, Illinois. For whatever that's worth. Um, I've seen a lot in my time on this earth. My greatest purpose is to help people generally. I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago, and I grew up with a unique friend group, a diverse friend group. I was in gifted classes, and everyone told me I was really smart, and I did well at standardized testing. And then my family structure broke apart when I was in elementary school, and I became extremely introverted and kind of non-active in school or just not engaging in school at all. So I did a complete 180 and like failed 2 grades, but I didn't get held back because I did really well on standardized testing. Then I got moved to alternative school, and like towards the end of my middle school and I guess age is when I was in alternative school. I went to high school, was still kind of in alternative school, but we had our regular feeder school, which was a public high school, and I started running track and field, and I got really good at that. So I was like in between this place of being a really good athlete that wasn't doing anything in school, and after that, all my friends went away to college, and I became an artist, so I couldn't be awkward anymore, or at least I had to learn to work through it. And I took on labor jobs and went from day labor to ownership and then left all that shit behind. And I've always had a passion for music, and now I'm sitting here with Jim and maybe Monk at some point.
Yes. So, yeah, yes and Monk is going to be coming. It is just a little bit hectic apparently, but he'd be here soon. He'd be here soon.
For
I'm kind of
sure,
sad
for
I
sure.
missed the beginning of that. Do I know it all?
I think you've heard most of it. It's just kind of my general life story from being in the suburbs and being good at school and bad at school, then an alternative school, then in regular school and being an athlete, and then like all my friends going away to school, and I was just kind of in the city, and I found art and labor, and yeah, there's more details than that, but that's the gist of it.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that you actually told people about you. Are you going to come on camera or just be mic'd? I don't care, by the way. It's cool.
One
I
day on
appreciate
camera, but right now I'm like working in the dark behind the computer. I look like a nutcase. Like I absolutely look like that guy in this moment, like weirdo up at
it.
his computer, brooding. So
It's okay. So Bunkea says, still here. Thank you, Bunkea. And Rotten Fish Smell said, hello, everyone. Rotten Fish
hello everyone.
Smell. Fuzzy says,
Hello
sup.
everyone.
Wow. I got such a good co-host. Go host. Same shit. Different
Go
word.
co-host.
Yay. Oh my god, I say yay. Oh my god, I'm gonna be like da 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 da. Okay. Okay. I have to stop.
I mean, do you have to stop?
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want it in the club with my homies. No, you don't want it.
All right, I'm not going to stop you. This is still your stream. I'm just here. I'm here to help facilitate.
Yes, yes, well, thank you. T-Pain says Monk. Yeah. One up's like, oh, what? I thought that was a picture of Herman. You believe you will
The
go.
talking goat. Hi, I'm Dr. Doolittle. This is Midnight with Mammals.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. You're
One
just
thing I've
saying
learned from
random
marketing
reference.
is, yeah, alliteration tends to work. If you can come up with alliteration, there's at least some sort of a hook there for people to tether to.
It's very true. That's very true. Good advice. Good advice, wise one.
I do what I
Uh,
can.
Let me check the chat. Okay, Shadowheart now is here. Hello, Shadowheart. Ooh, for those who know who Shadowheart is, Shadowheart.
That sounds
Okay.
sexy at midnight. Wait, is this all ages? What age range is this for? What are we doing?
Yeah, this is a 18 plus, please.
Okay, all right. I
Oh
can.
wait, I think it is. Wait, what's it called, you guys? Does this say 18 plus in the title? I can't even. Oh yeah, it said 18 up. Yeah, okay, good. I
All right,
know who
things get a little
Shadowheart
risque.
is. Yeah, things can get risky. So Monk be like, T-Pain, Micah Jones, just saying random rappers.
I get it. Someone they had a thing on Facebook. Share your phone number, just kind of being silly, and I put 281-330-8004, which was Mike Jones's phone number that he would always shout out in songs. Which, if you think about it, is kind of brilliant. It's kind of insane, but it's also kind of brilliant because
That
at that
is
time, in
great.
like 2005, like if that was your direct kind of path to marketing yourself or like being in contact with people as it might have been in the early millennium, just having your phone number, like I've never met Mike Jones, never really had an inclination to meet him, but I can tell you his phone number because he said it in songs all the time. That's well
Ah,
placed.
that's amazing. When my brother was in bands, like when they were making like cassette tapes and stuff, they used to write their phone number. And like I used to have a bunch of they're famous Canadian bands now, but like while they were up and coming, they would write their phone numbers on like their CD, like the jackets or whatever. And it was really
Mhm.
funny. Like the early millennium was great. You could just like call these bands and be like, "Hey, sup?" And they'd be like, "Well, you're not a music producer, so bye." Yeah,
Hey, I like that song you made. Thank you. Bye.
exactly. Yeah, fuck this. Amazing.
Send the
Okay.
nudes.
When up's like Mike Jones. Who Mike Jones?
Who? Mike Jones.
Who is Mike Jones? Okay, well, we'll let Herman answer that, but I'm going to catch up with the chat. Okay, Shadowheart said, "You already know who I am." Shadowheart said, "Give my ninja a moderator." By the way, for everybody that doesn't know who Shadowheart is, he said, "Shout out from the amazing, energetic Joshua." And how is everyone doing today? One up said it's going. One up said, "Yeah, Herm gets it. Dot, dot. Oh, you don't know the name, ain't ish. Change. I'm gonna say the name. Yeah, Herm gets it. Okay. Uh, and Monk says 28133080004.
8004. Not 4, but
004.
4.
Four.
Yes, not
It's-
4, but 4.
I love it. Monk, did you just like go look that up or do you remember it? Because I, for some reason, can't remember this. I don't know why I'm not remembering this. Mm. I was probably too like rock and roll back then. I was like, I don't care about any other kind of music. Yeah, metal.
Two punk rock for this.
Mhm. I was way too punk and like emo, and that's why I cut my bangs to be emo again. Because now you can only look at one of my eyes and see half of my darkness.
Fair enough. I was definitely listening to alternative rock around that time. That time meaning like Mike Jones time, which was probably around, I don't know, 2005, 6, which I graduated high school in 2006. But I was still definitely pretty mixed up then as far as what I was listening to. I was just finding a lot of older music, a lot of Stevie Wonder, a lot of Elton John, a lot of Queen, but I was very much listening to Jay-Z and Kanye and all of the Rockefeller stuff and hip hop generally, a lot of T.I. I was also listening to The Killers and Modest Mouse and Franz Ferdinand and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all of that. What a time to
You
be
know
alive.
what's funny? Okay, so I thought that like the Killers, Modest Mouse, and Franz Ferdinand were all the same band for the longest time. Without like, because they're just like the same, dude. Okay,
It all
so
sounded the same.
yeah, it's a really it's a niche thing. We got Monk in the house. All right, Monk.
Hello.
You
No,
What
yeah, no,
up?
I remember Mac Jones. That was like grade 9 jams.
What?
indeed.
Where was I? Okay, if it was grade 9, then I was definitely an emo kid, and I was like, I will only be emo. And I was smoking a lot of weed.
Well, that's why I was into Mike Jones. I was like, this is the most revolutionary poet I've ever heard.
I fucking love it. Shadowheart, what do you mean you see how it is? I was letting somebody finish saying their freaking sentence. I can't shout out the chat while someone's speaking the whole entire time. Yo, sheesh. Uh, oh, I do get it. One up's like it's the verse from the song. Mike Jones, who? Mike Jones, who? Ain't ish. Okay. I said that wrong because I don't know how the song goes, but apparently it's song.
So it's a call and response thing. It's who? Mike Jones. And it's funny because you said, who is Mike Jones? And that was literally the name of his first album. Is Who
Yeah.
is Mike Jones? Let me tell you.
Yeah, like, and all he does is just say his name a million times, and it's awesome. And like you were saying with the phone number, it's like, yeah, like I knew the phone number before I knew who Mike Jones was, and that's why I was like, okay, I'll check this guy out.
There's a whole thing. So someone who's like very much tied to rap culture and hip hop culture. There's a whole thing. Like him being from Texas, particularly, is a thing because Southern rap, more than East Coast or West Coast, had a very independent spirit, which is kind of bleeding over into today's scene, genre, era, what have you. but
Yeah.
like they were very much the people selling out of their trunk because the initial hip hop culture was really rooted in New York in the East Coast,
Yeah.
and then it kind of went west. But the South was still looked at as a bunch of like fucking hicks to people, so they had to come up with their own thing. They couldn't get distribution deals and shit. So like literally him saying his phone number and stuff like that was just a part of their hustle. Like you have to know who I am. I have to remind you of who I am
Yeah.
because you won't see me on MTV until that point. And then I guess in the early 2000s, things became more regional. You saw like Southern rappers and all of that a bit more. But like, it's funny just because it's silly, like this guy saying his phone number and telling you his name all the time. But there's kind of a reason and a method to the madness that I think is
Yeah.
pretty useful for a lot of independent artists in today's time.
I think if he came out now, it would be way different. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I think he would have worked better today than he did back then. But it worked.
For
That's the thing,
sure.
is I remember him because he was like networking in a way that people didn't do, and that's why it's like I remember him. Like that.
It's true. His music, yeah. Well, from what I know, I mean, yeah, that music's timeless. I'm just not remembering anything right now because it's nighttime. I'm all sleepy, but you know, it's cool. You guys could talk
For
about
sure.
shit on my live that I don't know. What? What monk?
Still tipping back then. I'm just trying to think of like I only really remember like 2 or 3 songs, but like
All right, so I
Still
can tell you
tipping.
more because again, I went to a high school and played. I went to a black high school, predominantly black and Latino high school, and played sports and shit. So this was kind of what we were immersed in. He has that one. He had back then, which was another one. But what's really kind of funny, just random, but I want to tie the conversation into more general stuff. He had a song on his second album called Mr. Jones, and there was this beat and Lil Wayne, who was like freestyling on everybody's shit at the time, ended up rapping over it. And he got more known for the song than Mike Jones did, which was just kind of crazy ironic because the
Yeah.
song was literally this man's name. And he was not the most known person for rapping over it. But that was funny. But I'll say this. So, Monk, are you also a musician?
yes, no, I hobby, but not
Yes,
like
no?
yeah, kind of. I would just say yes.
Okay. Okay, well, you seem insightful, so I'll still ask you this, and because then, like, Mike Jones could say his name and spam the internet, but now everyone, like, we could basically record a song right now if we wanted to and release it and have it up within like a week. How do
Yeah.
you stand out as an artist in 2024 with all of this shit happening, with everyone having access to these platforms? Like, what is there something you can do, and is it compromising the art to try and be visible in that way?
Such a good question. Oh, because it's like you don't like it because it is kind of like not flash in the pan, but it's like capturing lightning in a bottle to stand out. But it's like I think it is keeping your uniqueness a lot. Like I think a lot of the times it is standing out is not really because everything is the same. You know what I mean? And it's obviously you will fit in if you do the same, but it's like I think that I don't even know. Such a good question.
It's challenging.
Yeah, because
So
it's
you
like
want to
we
know?
do.
Oh
Just sorry, you go.
no, go.
Go.
Darn it. Okay, because I will forget what I'm going to say in 5 seconds. I always quote the Beatles. All you need is love, because they say there's nothing you can do that can't be done. There's nothing you can sing that can't be sung. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, everything's been done before. Fuck. It's true. It's true. So in a world like that, it's like, how do we? There's like 400,000 like what's it called, YouTubers, something, I don't know. There's too many channels. There's too many channels. There's too many up and comers, and the music industry doesn't care. I really think that the way that you become noticed is by being like a sexy female or a sexy male. Like that's all it is now.
Humor is a big thing too, because it's like look at people like Doja Cat. Like the first single I remember by Doja Cat was I'm a Cow. Right? Like so like it is like I think humor is a good way to market yourself, because a lot of people will stand out or like not stand out, but will gravitate to you based on that humor. So it's like even if you had like one song that's just like doesn't even have to be out of the way funny, but if you just express humor or like personality in your stuff is a big way to stand out, because it is people either following things, A, B, C, D, and it's like sometimes people stand out more by doing A, C, B. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly.
Yes, property. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Also, did we lose Herman? Are you here?
Yeah, I think he dropped.
Oh no. Okay, well it's you and me now. And now that it's you and me, I want a cigarette. Damn it. Don't tell me I have to take this light out there. Damn it! It triggered. Oh no! Herman, what kind of phone do you have? His phone overheated.
Pop. Yeah, like what happened? It just explode? Oh no.
Yeah. Like someone in my stream the other day was telling me about their phone exploding, and I was like, "Oh, like
I do
I'm afraid
remember
of the
that.
battery." Yeah,
Everybody's phones out here exploding.
yeah, some crazy she is. Fuzzy Gut's like, "Whoa, yeah." Okay, so yeah, sorry about that. I love it when I have people on here who are speaking. I cannot shout out to the chat the whole time. So I'm sorry to Shadow Heart if he comes back, but like. He went, I see how it is, Gem. What?
Yeah,
What was that? Am I hidden? Damn. Oh, you see me. I was thinking I was hidden. I see how it is, Gem. Take my moderator audios. I just had someone in the fucking chat do that like an hour ago, dude. I was on a different live stream and there's somebody that's been a moderator from the beginning. They're a great YouTuber. And then I don't know, like they just kept questioning. You remember how I cleaned house and just got you guys as my moderators? So tonight, because of the lunar eclipse, I was like just giving everybody status, and I was like, yeah, everybody connect, right on.
Yeah.
And a bunch of content creators connected with a bunch of content creators, and I thought it was great. He comes in, he doesn't know anything about my cleaning house, and he's like you're doing this wrong. And that's all he ever said. Oh, Fuzzy's leaving for work. Bye, Fuzzy. That's all he ever said was just like, your stream's wrong. You have too many kids. You have too many kids.
Yeah.
Watch out. There's kids in here. And I'm going to time that person out. They're a kid. And I was like, no, this is a friendly place. You don't got to be this way. And then finally, like I did the clean house thing. He comes back today. And I've given everybody mod status, and he's just like there again, bitching about giving too many people mod status. I explained 4 separate times what happened, having mods ban other mods, having all of these different kinds of things happening, and just the whole story. You know this story because you're part of this story.
Yeah.
But he wasn't there for it. So I kept asking him like if he heard me. He wouldn't respond. So I just kind of kept on just being like, okay, well, do you want to be a moderator? And he wouldn't respond. So I took his jacket. Then when I took his jacket, he was like, I'm never coming back here. And it was like, whoa.
But it's so silly. It's so silly.
I know.
We're adults.
Exactly. And Herman said that. He was like, if you took my moderator status, I'd still be here because like I want to be here. I was like, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Like, it's not, I was helping you grow. I'm a big YouTuber. I'm never coming back here because now I'm not a mod. You weren't helping me grow. You never rated my channel. You never.
And how does being moderator help you grow? But like it does. That's not growth. That's just like moderation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're just helping maintain. If anything, you're sending people away because you're mad they're underage.
Exactly.
So if anything, you're making me stagnant because even though my content is family friendly, you're saying, no, get out of here. No, get out of here. No, get out of here. So you're not really helping growth. You're kind of helping it.
Yeah, and I was like, I said it a million times. Yeah, what do you know? Well, what you know, the oath. Okay, I even explained the whole oath.
Yeah.
And then when I was like, he's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm never coming back. I was like, just explain to me what I explained. Like it's a sentence. It's really a sentence. Like it's a couple of words. Just tell me you understand what being a moderator here means. And he was just like, I'm off. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arms crossed.
Yeah. Pout.
I get it.
I was kind of mean though.
I mean, sometimes you got to do it like that, though. It's like, don't give what you're given, I guess. Sometimes you got to be the better person, but it's also like, don't be rude.
Yeah. Oh, Herminator's coming back. Let's do this. Oh shit! Herminator in the house.
I'm running away forever.
Done.
I'm never coming back home, Mom. Oh yeah, I'm known as Anti-Gem on here now, by the way, guys. Some people call me Anti-Gem. I'm old. Even though I am an ant in real life, but still. Okay. Pour one up. Okay, people in the chat. I gotta do this. Okay. A Donnie boy said, Mike Jones, don't act like you don't know my name. One up said, I wonder if I can get 10 59-cent cheeseburgers now. Technically, it's after midnight. Yeah, it's 1:30. When you said that one up, I was like, are they really 59-cent double cheeseburgers? Because I love McDonald's. I just got really serious.
Not burgers. I want hash browns.
Yes, hash browns. I'm waiting for the morning. I'm like yelling.
So is anything else discounted?
I don't think so. I think it's just double cheeseburgers.
Whack.
He's trying to extort me for a wrench. What? One up. What do you say? You do have a wrench. Oh,
No,
he was trying to extort. Oh, yeah, the guy. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm angry at you now. No, I'm kidding. And that's what I was trying to say is like to that dude. I was like, guy, I'm joking around and I'm never actually like an honest bitch. Like I can't go into that mode. All I did was go, oh, wham, on status is gone. Now I am Shad Boy or something like that. Because like that's how I act with you guys.
Yep.
And he was just like, fuck this.
Come out.
Yeah, people getting that upset over YouTube moderator statuses is kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
I think
That's
there's
disturbing.
or to be like, I'm important.
I don't want to be judgy.
Based on
yeah, I don't want to be judgy, but I have to say it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like I had to ask the question just because we're grown adults here, and ultimately, I feel like these are important conversations to have because it comes down to having healthy boundaries and healthy expectations. A lot of times, our expectations are what get us in trouble.
Yeah,
And being this way, this kind of entitled to a thing that's ultimately, again, it's an honor. I appreciate being considered for the position. But if you didn't choose me for it, it's like I'm here because I enjoy being here. I don't know why it's that big of a deal for people.
That's what I'm saying.
No, 100%. Like it is. That is the thing. Is expectations and anticipations ruin things. Like it is.
It's so true.
Especially, just for something so small. It's expectations, anticipations, and labels and titles ruin things a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what is moderator? Yeah, it's like what does moderator mean outside of just having the wrench or a title? It's small. In the grand scheme of things, it's small.
So
okay,
this kind of
one up. Oh, sorry. I'm just trying to keep one up because he's actually in the chat. I'm like, shit. He say, oh yeah, he got angry about the extorting for a wrench. I could see them saying no. It starts after breakfast. Oh yes. Imagine. To the burgers, you mean? Oh, McDonald's having 59-cent. Like after, yeah, they probably would. They're McDonald's. Corporations are shit. I still want my sausage egg McMuffin though. And cheese. They do have all day breakfast.
They kind of have all day breakfast.
They don't have hash browns all day, which is why I crave hash browns all day.
That's the only thing I want for the all day breakfast.
What kind of all day breakfast is this without hash browns?
That's what I'm saying. They fucked up. I bet they make all their money in like the AM hours. It's just all of us. We're like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba. We're addicted.
No. It's not true.
Yeah, no, we're not. We just love
I can quit
McDonald's.
whenever I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so far my dog is
There was
good.
something I wanted to say about what Monk said. So
Mm.
actually, it ties into a conversation we were having like last Thursday or Friday about OnlyFans and having a project that is tied around relationships because I wasn't a gangbanger or that guy, so I dated and stuff. I was a soldier alone, and with that, I have two project titles that I'm working. Well, not titles. I have two projects that I'm working on. One is called the Aaron Waters Show, which is just kind of my first thing. It's kind of about my life, and the other one is called What Are We, which I wanted to pivot off of because of what Monk said about titles and labels and that kind of stuff being potential. I mean, it's not bad. It's good to have these conversations, but they can kind of ruin things because they come with a certain level of expectation sometimes. So I was working, or not was, but am working on a project called What Are We, which ties into what we were speaking about the other day, why there would be an OnlyFans potentially for a project.
Mm-hmm.
But What Are We is, in my mind, the threshold of any kind of romantic thing. Eventually, there becomes that point where people go, "What are we? What is this? What do I tell people?"
Yep.
And so that's kind of, particularly being a millennial. I don't know if you guys have had similar dating
Hell yeah.
experiences to me,
The
but
labels.
it can be really random. We grew up in kind of a hookup culture more than other generations did. So there is a lot of confusion and a lot of uncertainty that comes with this. And that's what I wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
This is a very good chat. Very.
No, but like, no, I very much like it is a very interesting topic because it is like, I would say like we eggshell the situation so much more.
I fucking hate this browser, yeah. I do.
Yeah.
StreamYard sucks for that. Like you just press back by accident. It's like, oh, I'm like, this is a great conversation. Bye.
Yeah.
That's right.
This is weird. But please finish, Mom.
Pardon me?
No, please finish. Or were you finished?
Oh, see, now I lost my train of thought.
Serial dating. I don't know. I call it serial dating. I was a serial dater.
But like with as far as the labels go, but yeah, the thing is that like I've had dynamics with people where it's like, man, this is so good, we're such good friends, whatever, and then it's like, okay, we're friends, and then the second you add the girl
benefits
or benefits, even friends with benefits, it's still like
For sure.
it's simple. But it's like the second you add the girl in front of it, now there's expectations, there's wants, there's anticipations, there's things that ruin it, right? Where it's like those you could have gone so much farther building that initial dynamic. Now there's one extra word and everything's different. That dynamic has changed, and it's like both parties too. It's never like one party. It is because I'm giving you that label. I have expectations of you, and now that you have that label, you have expectations of me, and now it's like I can let you down, even though before it's like
you were content. You were content with what it was. It's like they say sometimes you have to let well enough alone, and it's perfectly okay with what it is. But our ability to control which is again why I'm 36, almost 37, and I've learned over time to just kind of let well enough alone because something can get really good. It can be awesome. It can be perfect for what it is, and that need to escalate it turns it into something bad potentially. So I'm really happy with just being patient and enjoying things for what they are. And if there really becomes a desire to push you to a different level, it will be after thorough kind of vetting and scrutiny. Like, let's make sure we can do this good. And then when we add a variable, we can see how well it works or not. Because when you move too fast, it's kind of hard to know what's working and what's not.
Yeah. It's true. And it's like that at the end of the day, like in that type of dynamic, it's friendship, right? Everything is based in friendship, and it's like if we're adding that second label and that first label doesn't exist anymore, it's like it's never going to work, because again, at the end of the day, friendship is the foundation of that dynamic, and people don't seem to like, we're friends, we're in this together,
For sure,
not against each other.
I know.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's why I'm friends with all of my exes. Well, not all of. I've had some horrible exes, but
Yeah.
with the exes that have like meant something to me and been there. I say this all the time. That have been there like for like, you know, sacred parts of my life. Whether it was like getting clean or just like, I don't know, seeing me through like a hard time. It's like that person was like so connected with me that when it comes like time to break up, I have to make it amicable, at least like from my side, which isn't totally amicable. But I'm like, if and when the healing has happened, like we must continue this friendship. Where, like, yes, now we've seen each other, whatever, undressed or something, but like, okay, we could still be friends, and with only like a select few people that works, where I'm actually friends with them and they have like families, and it's like fucking cool to be like, holy shit, you made babies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, again, but like that in itself is also just an expectation. If you don't sit down and talk about it, that
For
like
sure.
that, again, it is based in friendship, and it always is that. And again, once you add even the smallest part that changes that dynamic, if you're not, I guess, secure enough, it becomes a whole unraveling. And
It's right. It's
Super
very true.
valid. I had to learn, because for me, I'm tend to be more of a keep the distance person, because I tried the friendship thing and it didn't always go well. I found myself like, I'm pretty good about knowing if I'm still attached or not. So like
That matters.
generally, yeah, but I don't know that the people I was attempting the friendship with always had that level of sincerity or honesty with themselves. And it would be, okay, we're just friends. But in your mind, this is an opportunity to maybe rekindle things. So if you see me out on a date, or if you see me with my daughter, or whatever the case may be, there's jealousy, there's resentment, there's whatever. And you're not going to say it, but it becomes evident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so true. What did you respond to, Monk, in the chat? Oh, one up. You didn't know that they had McMuffins all day? Yo, why you want me to fly my broom? I'm not a witch right now, okay? And is my man wearing a Rocco's Modern Life shirt? That's what I just noticed. Ah, yeah, nice shirt, bro. Yeah. You always have something cool to show. Shirt, wrestling belts. Like, show them off again. Do it. I dare you. Go.
Fine.
We just went from really intelligent conversation, but no.
Grab one.
Oh, he has to. He's gonna. I love it. I love it. He's all into wrestling. Herman, do you watch wrestling?
It's funny. I used to watch wrestling a lot as a kid, up until I was probably an early teenager, and I just stopped. And like, that's kind of what I do with things. Like, I used to play video games a lot, and I just stopped. But over the past couple months, I've been back down memory lane as far as a lot of wrestling stuff that I used to watch. So this weekend, actually, I was watching a lot of like vintage kind of 90s attitude era wrestling stuff, just because that's what I was growing up around.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make out the belt there.
Oh, this
So
is
I have a question. Pardon me?
This would be like 2003 WWE. So like Brock,
Right on.
Eddie Guerrero.
Right on. I was still keeping up around that time.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Monk, are you also Canadian?
Yeah.
Do you guys hate Shawn Michaels?
Okay, so I yes, no. See, so my thing is, I kind of like wrestling enough to be like, I hate him, but also he's so good because I hate him so much. You know what I mean? I'm aware
sure.
of the business enough to know that me hating him means he's doing his job well.
For sure, because you don't hate a person that is irrelevant.
Yeah,
Just-
exactly. But hold on, I also got the '90s one too.
Yeah, do the 90s ones. Do the ones that we'll recognize. No, Herman, if you recognize that bell, dang. And those names, did you recognize the names he was saying?
Oh, absolutely, for sure. And they were even so. Wrestling culture is big
Oops.
enough that, like, if you're big in the WWE, you're pretty much a household name. Like, I wasn't watching wrestling around the time that like John Cena was prominent, but the industry's
Oh,
that big that you still kind of have to know who he is.
that's true. I know who Cena is.
Yeah, this is like
Oh
the
my,
'90s one. So this is like Mick Foley, The Rock,
For
Austin.
sure, that's the one I remember. That's the one like my older cousin had the replica of, and we would like fight each other for.
Yeah. It's just one of those things that I've like held on to. Is just like in a world where everybody's trying to grow up so fast, I'm like, man, I might as well keep one thing for my childhood. Well, I kept a lot of things, but
oh yeah, me too. I have all
I'm
my
trying to
Pokemon cards.
I'm trying to heal the inner child, right? Like it's I don't need to kill it to grow up.
No, I appreciate
Exactly.
that.
Yeah.
That's one of
Yes.
those things I fight for. Like,
Oops.
for men, I think especially, we
Oh yeah.
often get told that we have to let go of that part of ourselves. Like, we get told that you have to protect women and children, and innately, you know that one day you will not be one of those things.
Yeah.
But to kind of disconnect or dissociate from that part of yourself is kind of dehumanizing. I think a big part of why so much of masculine culture sometimes can be violent or angry or resentful is because we don't just get to be happy people about little silly shit like made up
Yeah.
sports entertainment,
Yeah.
which again everyone else gets to do. Like, you get to watch your whatever soap operas or reality TV or whatever the case may be, and we need that as people. So I
Yeah.
really appreciate and respect that.
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
that's the thing is like I need to be able to heal. Like it doesn't stop me from being a provider. I guess the main goal of being a man is being a provider, whether that means monetary value or healing, protection, whatever. And it's like
For
my
sure.
interests and wants and my own healing journey doesn't stop me from doing any of those things. And I think some people have like a weird disconnect from that, or like there can be two truths, you know?
Indeed.
Yeah.
I would argue that it uniquely helps you to do so because it's hard to create a space for others that you don't have access to, because how do you really know what happens there? So,
Yeah.
like, if you want to create a safe space for people to be creative and their imaginations to flourish and them to be able to fan out about shit, you should be able to do it, and you can better understand it and they can see it through you in that way. So not only do I think it doesn't hurt you, I think it actually probably helps for
Yeah.
most people at least.
Yeah. Well, I think it's one thing to hold on to. Like, I don't know how to explain it. There's like a different journey. Like there is people that hold on because they're like scared to let go, and then it's like I guess for me it is more of a reconnection. Do you know what I mean? Like I've already let go of that in the way that most people do, and have reconnected to that side of myself in a way to be like, oh yeah, I used to be this person. I don't have to be old or you know adult, have the again expectations and titles that have to change things. I can still be who I am without changing, and like forgive myself at times or whatever.
Indeed.
Ooh, forgive yourself at times. That's me. I'm like, I have forgiven myself for my life and things that have happened consequentially to my actions and choices. And then I'm like half unable to forgive.
Yeah.
Therefore, self love comes like really,
Yeah.
like, that's why I'm a child half the time. Because, like, exactly what you just said, Monk. Like, I need to be able to release and just be that happy human. Like,
Yeah.
damn it, my imagination is valid.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like when I was a
For
kid.
sure.
What were you saying?
Oh, just
I
like
was
when
just
I was a kid.
co-signing.
Mm-hmm.
I
My
think so
brain.
much of adult culture, quote unquote, and I can't speak to other cultures, but in Western North American culture, we get taught so much that we're supposed to separate from that part of ourselves, when I think you never it's like a tree in its rings. You don't cut out old rings to put in new ones. You just kind of add on top of them.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And
Hmm.
again, it is like for me, it is a reconnection, right? Like I've already gone through the fucking like a lifestyle of being like everything must go. I can't play games. I can't do any of that. I'm a provider. I'm a caregiver. I need to do this. And it's like, but at the end of the day, it's after letting go of everything, I was unhappy. And it's like my unhappiness is now taking down the people around me. And so it's like to let go of those things doesn't just affect me, it's going to affect people around me because now I am an unhappy individual. And at that point, it was like, I don't even really know why I'm unhappy. You know, it's just I'm unhappy. And I can't even express it to heal with this person because it's like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, right? And that's the thing is that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but it's, I'm not really growing.
So I'll say that same mentor that I alluded to that spoke about 35 being roughly middle age also hit me with a quote, to paraphrase, that supposed to is one of the most dangerous phrases in the English language because who's really to say what's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
So like, I totally get it. Like we get told, quote unquote, what we're supposed to do, and that what does that really even mean?
Yeah. It like that. I was actually having this conversation with a friend yesterday where we were talking about feeling normal. Like I want to be normal. I want a life that's normal. And it's like, well, what makes you not normal? It's like maybe everything else isn't normal to you, and what you do is your normal, and you don't need to like fold to fill any expectation again of again normalcy, right? Like it is be unapologetically you, and that is your normal.
For sure. What say Gem?
What say me? I say the same thing. I really do. And I don't know if you can see me, Herman, but every time normal was said, I did air quotes because I was like, it was just like, what the fuck is normal, man?
Yeah, exactly.
There's no, every time I say, oh yeah, for you normal people that aren't like me, and then I'm like, what the fuck is normal these days? Like there's no normal. We're all individuals.
It's a loaded term.
Yeah. And supposed that too.
Yeah, exactly. Like it works both ways.
For sure. Those are loaded terms for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and I feel like like telling people like you should do this, like it's like I don't know. I receive that in a weird way. I take things logically, like I hear things, and I'm like, I hear your words, and your words matter. You know, like you're telling me to do a thing, like kind of. I'm always like, this is just a suggestion, and la 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 because of therapy, but yeah. Therapy's made me learn how to like use the words I want to use.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. And that matters because words have power, and small changes in words can definitely impact how they're received. And yeah, like I say that a lot, like casually with friends, I'll be like, you can't do that. And then I'll check myself and be like, well, you're a grown ass adult. You can do whatever you want. I just don't know that I would recommend it necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I'm guilty of that. I backtrack too, and then I'm like, wait, asterisk, like I'm typing, asterisk this.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, my bad.
I think the first time, so like I think should've, would've, could've's are okay. Like the first time because it's an expression, you're expressing. But I think when you go, oh, you could have done this, you should have done this, I would have done this, all in one sentence. It's like now you're dwelling. Now it's too much. Now it's consumption.
Yeah.
Now it's obsession, right? Where it's like, I mean, I would have done that and then move on, or I could have done that and then for next time, or I should have done that, for next time. But it's not. I could have done that. I could have done that. I could have done that, because then it's out of your control in a way.
Yeah.
For sure, it becomes rumination.
Yeah.
And One Up says normal is the new weird.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That kind of works actually. Because if you're normal, you're probably like we've been growing up in World War III, motherfuckers. Yeah. So we're like, no, there's no normal. We are the weird ones. We're oddballs. We're fucked.
I own it. I lean into it. It's
me too.
Because for so long, everything that I was labeled weird for served me. Like, I did better at testing than a lot of my peers. Technically, that makes me different, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, in turn, when I was quote unquote bad different, it wasn't the end of the world for me, because it's like none of this necessarily means anything.
Yeah.
It's all arbitrary kind of labels. Well, again, normal is such a loaded term, because it's like, even if you can define a normal, is that what you necessarily want to be?
Well, and then the thing is, like a lot of, at least for me, normal was more just like expectations from parents. It was their normal. It's not even my normal.
For
It was
sure.
what they were told, and then
Oh.
their normal was what their parents were told. Like, it's never really like it's people aren't changing with the times completely, right? The expectations are not even like set to now.
Mm.
So
Absolutely.
true. So true. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I still have a parent that, well, my mom has said thing, and she may have watched this at some point, which is funny, but I don't care because it's life, and we talk about life here. And she's like said to me before, oh, once you have a husband to take care of you, then I'll leave you alone. Then you'll be okay. Like things like that. And I'm like, first of all, I'm bisexual. Second of all, like, so what's gonna happen if it's like not a husband? And then like what? Also, what kind of patriarchal hell did you grow up in, man?
Yeah.
Like to think that.
Mm.
But at the same time, I get it. I mean, I get it. Like I have to. That's another thing therapy taught me. Is just like I can't control what other people grew up to be and what shaped them into who they are. I can have my own opinions, but I can't change anyone's opinion. And
Yeah.
it's not my job to try to even do that, really. I mean, unless we're having like an educated debate and we've decided upon these things, maybe that, yeah, like we could talk. But yeah, telling people how to live and shit. It's like that hairdresser. I don't know if you guys were here when, oh, excuse me, phlegm. Damn, smoking. When I was telling about that hairdresser who, oh yeah, Fabulous Me was in here. We are talking about being old, and I was talking about this hairdresser that I was 27. I was getting my hair done. Not even my regular hairdresser or anything. And she's just like, so you're 27, huh? Okay, you have kids? And I was like, no. And she's like, okay, well, you have to soon because you need to have children while you're young because all the you kids are messing up. You're having kids in your 30s,
Oh
and
Lord.
then once your child is running around and playing, you can't even run around with them. And I was like, I told her my whole life story. I showed her my arm. I showed her all my scars. I was like, okay, and now do you think I should bring a child into this world? Like, and this was like a year into my sobriety. I was like, and she gave me a free haircut, yo.
Yeah.
So that's what came out of that. But like, she literally told me to freeze my eggs, like, and she's a stranger.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yikes.
damn.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's like, how about we don't talk about my anatomy? I won't talk about yours. I'm in control of mine. You're in control of yours, and we'll move on with our lives.
For sure.
Such a big topic.
Mm.
That one's renting free
Absolutely.
space in my mind.
Yeah.
It really is. My sisters and man, I'm like, yeah, y'all okay? I see women being like, proud to be an American, but at least I know I'm free. And I'm like, nah. Critical thinking, please.
Yeah.
This is frightening me.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it becomes one of those things where that line of people being taught what to think as opposed to being taught how to think. It's like you got told that this thing is the thing, therefore everything must adhere to this particular rule, as opposed to being taught how to think, which is like, all right, let's say kids are awesome and wonderful, and let's just assume for the sake of conversation that it is the ultimate objective. Well, even in that conversation, how well do I fit this role? And at what point does it do a disservice to the child? What about my physical anatomy? Maybe I'm not physically equipped to be able to see a child see a child to term and give
Mhm.
birth. Like, but people being taught that this is the answer just goes like, you have to do this thing without ever considering any variables. And ultimately, as Monk said, like, this is my body. I don't even know why this is a topic of conversation for public consumption. Why
Um,
do you feel the need to even speak or have an opinion on what I'm doing with my body and life? Is again just not understanding fundamental boundaries, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%. Like it's one of those things where it's like, again, we can talk about the subject as a whole, but like maybe don't talk about the subject about me. Like I'm not the center of this topic.
Yeah,
Like and I don't like that where it's like, again, it should have, would have, could have. Like you don't I don't one should have is okay, but don't press it. Don't press it.
for sure.
yeah. I keep hearing about. Okay, this is crazy, but I keep hearing about how like some chick was telling me that she's against abortion, and this is in Canada here, and she was telling me because she has a friend whose daughter uses abortions as birth control,
Yeah.
essentially.
Oh
So
Lord.
yeah, and I was like, "Okay, well, and see context. This is why everything needs context." Like that was such a good conversation that we had because, like, I was like, "I don't know if you're against the act or if you're more just kind of against like that person's lack of thinking, critical thinking again."
Me,
Um,
it sounds physically dangerous. Like that doesn't
it is.
sound healthy.
It's not. Like that's how you lose fertility, like ability to reproduce. You don't need to be doing that
Yeah.
to yourself.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that like I don't necessarily agree with it. Like it again, it's the motives behind it. Like in that sense, I don't agree with it. But it's like at the same time, I don't agree with it, and that's still you. That's still your thing to
Yeah,
decide.
for
And
sure.
it's like I don't necessarily agree with you. I don't necessarily like it, but you're you. And that is at the end of the day, if I get mad about it, like I can't control you. I can't stop you. I can't. I'm not in any way that type of role. So I'm sorry, I disagree, but that's fine. We're human beings. That's cool.
Yeah.
For sure. I believe like my highest virtue is just human sovereignty. You
Yeah.
have the right to do what you want to do with your body and being, as long as it's and with anyone else, as long as it's consensual, that's you guys' business.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's what I'm saying, man.
Yep. Yep.
Ugh. But I'm glad I don't live in America, I guess, because I think I would not be able to function properly with the looming um, November coming, I guess. it,
It's hype.
I
Honestly,
know. Everything's
it's
propaganda
basically
too.
yeah, it's pretty much going to stick to status quo. Like I think a lot of stuff is done to induce to fear monger, and ultimately, psychologically, when you're in a fight or flight state, which a lot of this news media generates, then you're easier to manipulate. So if I
Mhm.
can scare you into anything, regardless of which side it is or whatever you might believe in personally, as long as I can give you the buzzwords that make you freak out or whatever, then you're kind of under my control. You're never going to see the bigger picture. It's like the hierarchy of needs. It's harder to deal with bigger long term goals and plans when you're constantly in a state of having to replenish on the front end of like, all right, I don't know where I'm going to sleep. It's hard to think about studying or whatever the case may be. So it's the same thing. If I have to worry about this election or this particular person, and I'm constantly in a state of like high cortisol thinking and living, then it just becomes people are, I don't know, it's a thing. But media literacy is also one of those things, like emotional intelligence, that I wish we would teach more in schools.
Hmm. Oh yeah. So that's the kind of conversation we were having the other night that got really like intense. I don't know why, but I mean, I've resolved it and it's cool and yeah, peace chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, we like had like a total debate. Like Xana was talking also about, like what it is to be a man, quote unquote, and all these kind of different things. It was a really interesting conversation. It kind of followed the same line of thinking of just like, we all do need to be taught. Yeah, we kind of do need to be taught how to critical think. I mean, it's a gift if you're born with it, but it's a skill otherwise.
Mhm.
Hey, love our toy pups. Sorry, just wanted to shout out my girl.
For sure.
Yeah, we
But
be
yeah, I
having
think
a
it's a
cool
skill for
conversation.
I think it's a skill for everyone. I think you may have a certain propensity for it, almost like sports. Like if you're born with LeBron James genetics, you probably have a higher chance of being good at basketball, but that doesn't mean you don't have to practice and, you know, hone those skills. So I think I think as human beings we like to think that we're logical. We tell ourselves we're logical, but a lot of the time we aren't. So being well versed in some of the fallacies and biases that we just have instinctually is something that would benefit us all.
So true. So needed. Oh no. You're happy. I love our toy pups and the sound, Steve. One up said, I think I'd like the US better just to have to ignore the BS. Wait, what? What do you mean sorry? Wait, what? There's only one American in here. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to read my chat. And then Love Our Toy said, I'm so happy now. I'm sorry, this sounds deep. And it's I want to be naughty, but we love Gem. She's our Pookie. What do you mean by naughty? And yes, I am Pookie. I like this.
I'll be right
It's
back.
like
I'm just grabbing a drink. Sorry.
yeah, go for it. Oh, and you even like went off your camera and everything. Oh man, I'm the only one on camera. Yay! Yeah. We love to have mental health conversations here. Love our toy pups. Oh, you were apologizing to the Canadians, saying that you'd rather the U.S. Wait, I need to read exactly what you said. Hold up. He went up said, "I think I'd like the U.S. better just to have to ignore the bullshit." Sorry, Canadians. Okay, I got you.
USA, USA.
Wait, love our toy pups. Do you live in Canada? You do, right? I remember one time I was like looking in a direction and then Love Our Toy Pups was just like, that way's like north or west or something. I don't know. I was like, wait, what? Are you is Canadian? But yes, we do. We do, yes, support mental health awareness. And thank you for appreciating the chat. Yeah, we often talk about when I have a panel on here, because I'm afraid to talk about this stuff alone sometimes. Niagara Falls. Gotcha. The Canadian side, right? But yes, I go a lot of like politics. I won't speak about on my own. Conversations, regarding, I don't know, just like strong opinions. I don't like to really share them because I'm really scared that like I don't know, either a troll or somebody is going to just not enjoy it. But when I have a panel of people on that I can kind of like bounce ideas off of, and sometimes I'm corrected completely, and I'm like, touche. Just like Love Our Toy Pups, actually, her and I have had educated conversations, and then just been like, hey, I love you. Like it's almost been like a debate, but
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it feels much better to have a panel on here to be able to talk about this stuff. So thank you. I mean, Monk's AFK, but thank you, the Herminator.
For
Oh,
sure.
thanks.
I say
Huh?
politics are definitely a challenging thing. That's one of those things that you kind of get taught not to discuss. Like, don't discuss politics, don't discuss religion. And those are like all of my favorite things to discuss. It's just you have to
Same.
be willing to engage them from a place of open mindedness, in my mind. But, like, again, knowing that you're being open minded is a thing. And it's something from a young age that I don't know exactly when or how it was instilled in me, but my priority was always being the truth. And part of it was like having the right answer. Part of it was based in intellect. Like I don't want to be wrong in the same way we were discussing like right or wrong being binary. In my mind, I didn't want to be wrong, but you, or at least for me, I grew with that and it became like you learn that there isn't necessarily a fixed right or wrong. And with that, if you're accepting of it, then it just becomes enlightenment. But
Mhm.
I don't know if everyone gets there, and it can kind of turn into being a zealot if you're not careful.
Ah, good word. Very good word. I just want to shout out Love Our Toy Pop. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm going to start in order. It's very difficult. One said, yeah, it gets intense. People go hard on the politics, on their politics, actually, specifically, he said. And I agree. Love Our Toy Pups can't stay. Happy to meet everyone. And she also said Gem is super smart and we should definitely listen to her. And
Indeed.
yes, she said, you can find support anywhere you are open to. That's also very true. That's something I love to talk about. No problem. Love our toy pops. Love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a good night. But yeah, I was talking to some people from America or the United States today, and I was kind of like expressing that there are free crisis lines that you can call and see. I don't know, they shouldn't call them crisis lines because I'm never in crisis when I like actually call I there's moments in life where I feel like I'm out of control or like I don't have control over what's going on and there's so much shit happening and like I get stressed and like in Canada and America there's free online anonymous places where you can go to talk about different kinds of things as well as like you can phone call and talk anonymously. You don't have to give your name like or anything. You can talk to real professionals and get real support and it's free. And a lot of people just don't know it because it's stigmatized. Like, oh, like I've said the term mental health, and people are like, I don't have mental health. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
wait, what? You don't? Do you have physical health? Because, you just
Yeah.
ran away from that term.
It's a thing for sure. Like again, even like the verbiage that we use around it is just strange because it's like people say I don't have mental health. Yeah, you do. But it's because our collective literacy isn't necessarily, you know, up to snuff in understanding what this is, let alone like being open to accepting it.
Mhm.
Like, so you can not have the information, but be willing to have the information. But because we have so many stigmas around certain things, people actively run from the information in a lot of cases. And because again, just because I happen to struggle at such a young age, and it's like the pain was so bad that it was like whatever solution you can give me, I'm willing to listen to. So it immediately took the stigma away because it's like I could learn and get information, or I can continue being depressed. And I hate this. So whatever you have to offer, I'm willing to consider. So yeah, like as a society, I think conversations like this are super important just to help people and normalize this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So
100%.
true. I mean, I think all three of us, I mean, I don't want to like be personal or anything, but yeah, like all three of us have had our shit to deal with in life. Like actually, holy crap, Monk and Herman, like you have different kinds of familial shit to deal with and familial trauma. And like, so do I. I have familial trauma, like everyone does actually. But no, you two went through like hardcore shit in life and I respect you guys a lot. Like Love Our Toy Pups is saying, yeah, I'm working hard in here. I'm being a good host. She, and they're like, I can help others because of my experience with mental health. And like, I am proud of what mental health, like what having that has made her into. And What else? It was, I saw other, oh, and yeah, in all caps, she said, I have mental health when we were talking about that. Also said, crisis line should listen more. We don't need advice. We need an outlet. This is also true. Yeah, there's specific crisis lines that I won't call, and there's ones that I will call specifically for that reason, because there's some people that can yeah, basically be like, you should do this, you could do this, well, if I were you, I would do this. And it's like, I don't know what kind of person you are, but you're in the wrong industry. Like,
That's the whole thing too. Like
mhm,
even like these are all relatively new sciences, like stuff that's been developed within like the past century and a half in a lot of cases. Like and there's a lot of trial and error. So like even the people that we deem as experts, like you hear doctor and you think doctor must know what they're talking about, but a lot of times
mm,
doctor patient relationships can be kind of toxic or just based in information that isn't totally fleshed out and understood. So it's like the example of maybe going to a bad church. If you go to a church where the pastor's like a crook and he's just like taking tithes and people are broke and he's driving a Mercedes, it might turn you off to religion. And maybe that religion wasn't the problem, but that particular institution that you were in is the problem. So I hear that as well. I've only tried one of those hotlines once. I was mid mushroom trip and
mm.
it was really bad and they helped me through it. So I appreciate them for that reason for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, and see, that's what they should be there for. It's madness to me that, sometimes they get, well, yeah, they'll just make people feel more mad. Like, that's the reason we're calling, right? And I mean mad like crazy. Like, there's moments where we feel like we're losing our shit, and you just need to talk to someone, just like be talked down, like, quote unquote off the ledge, and not to be too graphic, but seriously, if like it's so easy. That's another thing we were speaking about, which is human intelligence, like versus animals the other night, or what, I forget what it was that we were saying specifically, but like I was just like bitching about how the human species is like the most lame species on earth, just because we of the way that we can think. Like, animals can think, but they don't think about time. They don't think about what's going to happen in the future. Therefore, they're just like chill, right? Like, they're here now in the present. And it's absolutely beautiful. Whereas us, we're like, wait, this thing happened to me that I didn't like. So now I'm going to prepare for the future to be able to be like, this thing will not hurt me anymore. And we're like thinking about tomorrow. And
Mm.
it's not, it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's what makes us human. But at the same time, we can come up with some shardy kind of quote unquote solutions for things, band-aids, if you will.
Yeah. We have
Yeah.
luxury illnesses. Like certain things you don't have the luxury of being afflicted with in nature. Like I don't know that you can just have anxiety in the same way. You can have like acute anxiety in that like you can sense there's something around you and now I'm anxious. Like, all right, I'm a gazelle and there's a lion down the pasture, so now I'm uneasy. But like I don't know if there's not a lion around that they're just sitting there thinking like, man, I'm so sick of these lions or capitalism or whatever. So like I think
Yeah.
that's kind of they are first world problems in a sense. And I can even say first world because in a lot of cases in quote unquote less developed societies, they don't necessarily have the onset of these issues to the same degree that we do in Western society as well. Like some of these things are just problems of thought. We have the ability to sit and just be lost in our thoughts.
Yeah.
It's so true. And like, that's where my pessimism and depression comes from. Like, and now I know how to fight it because of cognitive behavioral therapy and dialectical behavior therapy. But I mean, before, I was cognitively thinking about like, okay, why am I having this emotion? Why am I feeling this way? Like, why am I thinking this way? Oh man, I was an emotional creature. Like, it wasn't healthy. I was impulsive and wouldn't learn from consequences. And yeah, it's like what Monk was saying, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda once, but not like a million times. That shit's not fun. Well, I gotta copy
I
and
can
paste
dig it.
this. But like at the same time, I mean, humans have created amazing, and scientifically, this is where I say humans are awesome. It's scientifically, because scientists are the most, what's that word? Like they're just the most curious people. Like they just answers, facts, answers, and even if those facts and answers change over time, cool, we're gonna accept it. Like I love that community so much. And I think that's what got me in trouble, because I was also talking about how like Catholic school fucked me up and how I'm a person of science. But I feel like you guys are much more safer to talk about that shit with.
I appreciate that.
What did you say about the Catholics? I mean, I don't. I'm
Oh, I
very
didn't say
much
anything about the.
non-denominational.
Yeah,
I'm
so
teasing.
no. Yeah, you know, everybody knows about my grade 4 story where I was told I would burn in brimstone fire for eternity starting now in grade 4. So I was just like, oh,
Oh, jeez.
I guess I'm done. Like I'm gonna live whatever the fuck I don't know. What is a
Yeah,
grade 4 student supposed to think?
yeah, like that's definitely what you should be saying to like a 10-year-old. But it's
Yeah.
like at that point, what else should I do? It's like if I'm already kind of on the first class highway to hell, whatever, then give me all the drugs. Fuck it. Let's give it a
Yeah.
run. Like if I'm
Mhm.
already condemned, I don't really see the point of like playing by the rules now.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah,
have the total opposite effect.
exactly. And that's kind of like what I was talking about. But yeah, I mean, and like I always try to say, I don't hold prejudice. Like there was a time, sure, where I was like, F it, I'm prejudiced against this specific religion just because of the school I went to. But then I realized like those are institutions that are just like and curriculums, like they're it was so different. I would talk to my friends from public school and be like, why do you guys get to learn real facts and I'm learning some like fairy tale version of
Hmm.
everything? It never made sense to me as a kid. And that's why I got in trouble in Catholic school a lot, because I was a critical thinker. Like the story is why I got told I was going to be going to hell immediately was because speaking about what is it? What's it called? The beginning of time again? No. Um, when God made life. Anyway,
Genesis.
Genesis. There we are. I don't know. I'm like Exodus. Like singing. Okay. Anyways, not Bob Marley. Yes, Genesis. The father, quote unquote, was explaining all the stuff about how God created everything and there was all darkness and nothingness before God created everything. And I'm like this like worried child, just like, what? Like, so God was like alone, like this lovely, loving man that's full of love, as I'm taught, was alone in darkness and nothingness by himself. So I asked that question, and like he just like ignored me. And then I asked, because I was concerned for God, if somebody created God, because I thought God should have a friend as a grade 4 student. But I told that because I was told that because I thought that way, that I was doomed for thinking these thoughts.
Yeah.
And that I don't get, but whatever.
Well, yeah, no. I do understand to a degree. Different. Was it same story, different page kind of thing?
Mm,
Or like I don't know,
mhm.
it doesn't really apply, but like it's different journeys, similar story. But like I don't know. I don't know. I've had moments like that with like teachers in school without even being like hell and brimstone. It is more just like you're set up for failure because you're told that you won't succeed, instead of being like, how do I help you succeed, right? You're a possibility, you're a disappointment, you're all of these things based on the fact that, like, instead of actually wanting to help, they're just saying you're unhelpable. And it's like, okay, I guess it's like, I mean, as an adult, I kind of understand it. It is based on their own personality and whatever. But it's like, as a kid, it's like, I don't understand that. I don't really. Okay, that's cool. I guess I'm just a fuck up, but I'll go on my own journey and do all these things and prove you right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I felt like I needed to do. I was like, hey, I've been labeled. There's that word. I've been labeled. Like I've been marked. You know, like so. That's when I became like an emo kid and shit. Like so young. Like I was like, you know what? Yeah, I mean, like listen to sad songs like Linkin Park and shit, and get lost in that because I don't know who to trust. No surprise. Everything feels so far away from me. It sucks being both singers. Linkin Park makes it confusing.
Man, that's tough shit to hear. It's tough for me hearing what you guys were told as children. And it's not to say that I necessarily got it much better, but just still hearing it from other people, I just feel for you because I see two kids. Like, and as kids, we're taught to trust or respect the adults around us. And one great piece of advice that I got, and I don't remember who it was from. I wish I knew because I would totally credit them. But they said, "Don't call a kid anything you don't want them to become."
Yeah.
We internalize all of this shit. We get taught who we are from the people around us, whether it's true or not. Because like there's power in words and there's power in internalizing messages and mantras and belief systems. So like I don't and like you were saying, Monk, like it's very much a they don't really know better. That's kind of their personality based on like the information that they maybe had to them or what was effective towards them. Maybe they got scared into compliance and now they feel like that's the best way or only way that they know how to administer, I don't know, guidance. So it becomes a thing. So even with them, it's like I have empathy because you were probably this child. Like whatever struggles we had growing up in the 90s, 2000s, 80s, whatever the case may be, it was probably that much worse in the 60s and 70s. So it's like I have empathy for these people ultimately. But it's just kind of really wild to think about, like the shit that people will say to kids, like to 10-year-olds. Like, you're never going to be like, what's that to say to a person who wasn't here a decade ago? That's wild.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And, but dude, okay, so the city that I live in, so it was an industrial city, and basically we were all taught to go to school, and like every high school in the city has like a mechanic, because like everything that you could do in a factory. And it was like we are actually the first city in the world. I'd love to give the location, but because you can look it up, we're the first city in the world that this was like a test project to raise the children to like I was like we were all guided into like co-op, like start working basic child slave labor, like grade 11, grade 12, like just start being in the workforce and helping the economy and be a what is it like contribute good contributor to society or whatever like that term. Oh man, it's horrible. And now every state is based off of kind of like studies that they did on the city that I lived in. Every kind of like county, every little place, there's like little versions of it, and it is awful. And I was told like, okay, you're bad at math, and you're bad at science, good at English and stuff, but like we don't like whatever. That's not going to help you. So just go to co-op. Like there's no point in you even trying to get a tutor or even trying to do well in school. Just literally go to work. Grade 11, grade 12. It's like, oh, okay. I mean, sure then. I guess we will. And I did.
Yeah.
Damn it.
No,
It's craziness.
yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I guess like for me, there was like a lack of help early on because I was diagnosed with autism, ADHD, just a plethora of things at a very young age. And I don't know if it was just that my school didn't have the programs, because it's like I grew up not far from you, if my school didn't have the programs or whatever, but it was like I wasn't really like helped in my youth early on. Like it was more like, because I had a desk that had like walls around it, and they would literally put me at this desk that had walls around it and put me in the corner and be like, here's your work, and like come check on me like every like 2 hours. Like, and that was like grade 1 to like grade 3. So it's like I didn't have no human interaction, but instead of like actually like communicating to me, they were like, this person is a distraction to the students that are succeeding.
Yes.
So let's take them away instead of actually
They
like,
isolated me too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a big thing for me, was like just the lack of like even understanding or anything like that. It was just like, he is ruining it for everyone else now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I was the kid. We had like 40 kids in our school. How many kids did you have in like elementary school, Monk? We had like 40 kids in class.
In our class, like I would say like between 30 and 40 probably.
Yeah, it was too much for one teacher, man. That was another thing. Because I was one of those kids as a child. Like I was taught to shut the fuck up. Like I was taught I was a burden because I would raise my hand. And like nobody else would, like, because you know it's embarrassing to raise your hand when you're a kid. But I fucking was curious. I had questions like during math and science, but they would like be like, "Does anyone else have any questions? You're disturbing my my program, like my, I don't know, my lesson or whatever." And I was just like, "But can you answer my question?" They're like, "No, you can ask me after class." And then they're like, "No, I'm going to the teacher's lounge." And it's just like, what? And no one else, and there were other people that were lost and got horrible grades, but what they would do is just give me 51%, and those ones that I would raise my hand and ask questions about, but then they wouldn't, just get mad at me and isolate me or throw me out of class so I wouldn't learn the lesson, which is like, what? And then I have to do the test even though I was outside the class when the lesson was being taught. Oh, the kind of stuff that, like, it just, why did we have such giant classes? Herman, how many people did you have in your class? Sis.
Here, let me unmute. So I'd say probably it gradually went up. It initially was probably like 20 to 25, and then it's like that later in school, later in elementary school at least, it was probably like 25 to 30. And I was in a district where eventually they would like, there was like maybe 4 public elementary schools in my district. So if they got to a certain size, if they had the capacity to, they would like separate the classes or get, like we might have 2 third grade classes in my school, or they might start busing kids over to another school kind of thing. So they try to max out at 30, but honestly, even that's probably too much because I've had experience with smaller classroom settings. For me personally, it was much better. I think for most kids, it would be much better because you get specialized learning. You get to get a learning or get attention based on what you're good at, what you're not good at. And kids need attention. And it becomes a question. So 2 things I wanted to say, because I've been listening for a while, just kind of appreciating the conversation because I can relate to a lot of it. Has anyone heard of this Notorious B.I.G. song called Suicidal Thoughts? If I can say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It might get you demonetized.
No, whatever. I don't fucking care. I already said like saying Santee Gold. Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah, it reminds me of a lot of the conversation we're having where like he begins it with like, when I die, fuck it, I want to go to hell because I'm a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. It don't make sense going to heaven with the goody goodies dressed in white. I like black Timbs and black hoodies. So it's like we get taught all of these things that we enjoy are bad, quote unquote. So it just makes us identify with the bad person or the bad guy. And it becomes an identity, whether it needs to be or not, it becomes that. And also, the second thing was I had a question for you both. So I know I'm very much a believer in like yin and yang kind of, there's duality in everything. For all of the kind of messed up and kind of sadistic shit that happened to us as kids, are there any things that you can take away from it that you can say in hindsight, whether it was intended or not, I gained a skill from this, I got better at something from this, this ended up serving me, even though it was kind of fucked up in the time?
I could go. So I learned this amazing skill called observation. I started watching humans the way that we watch animals and in zoos. I started just completely because I was told to shut up, right? So I was like, wait, okay, I guess I'm just gonna observe. And I started just watching people. And like that's why I'm huge into psychology now. I'm huge into all of these like neuroscience because I mean, I would watch people like you, Monk. I would watch people with Herman, your background, like the smarter kids, as we would call them, right? Or like it just was fascinating that we were all so different, but meant to fit in the same cookie cutter thing. And like, if you didn't fit like in the cookie cutter shape, then you had to like cut pieces of yourself off. Like that's how I felt. And when I learned about that, I was like, I'm never gonna not be myself. I'm just gonna be me unapologetically. So actually, it's funny that comes back around to that because we said that before in this conversation already, and that's like I think the biggest thing that I learned. But it's just like being quiet, being the silent one, like in a group and watching and it also taught me not to say everything on my mind, which I do now because I celebrate it. But it was really, really interesting. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Shit, I forget. Okay, Monk, your turn.
I would say like resilience, and also like because I know resilience sounds like a bad thing, but like a lot of people that like I've failed so many times and I can keep getting back up no matter how many times people tell me I'm going to fail. I could still keep getting back up.
Right.
But like I think the biggest one is that I know I can be the change. I don't have to wait for somebody to tell me that I need to be good or that I need to be better or that I need to do anything. Is that I can inspire that change in myself and the people around me, and that despite everything that like I guess I am a light. Like I don't know how to explain really what I mean. Like that like
Yes, you are a light. Exactly.
For sure.
no matter how much I'm told I'm a failure, I'm still succeeding. You know what I mean?
Mm.
That just
I
and
can dig it.
that thought is enough. But I don't really know what to convey. Just resilience, I guess. I like because so many people are so scared to fail, and it's like when you're told you're a failure, I don't really need to be scared of it anymore. You know?
That's
So
my
true.
ethos, honestly. And resilience, and I've looked this up when they're I can't remember. So this is one of the things where I can't remember the exact study or what have you, but they were looking for qualities and people that were successful, and resilience is like the top of the list. Some people call it like grit, but literally what you say, it might sound bad. Like that's literally the number one predictor of what determines whether a person will be successful or not. Because if you're trying to do anything, you're going to run into obstacles. If you're trying to do something ambitious, you're for sure going to run into obstacles. If you're trying to do something that's never been done before, you're going to face people calling you crazy.
Yeah.
And the ability to kind of roll with the punches and like let that be water to a duck's back,
Yeah.
all of the criticism and all of that is like what everyone kind of needs, because life isn't, I don't think, again, being a black man in America, my father was born on a plantation in Jim Crow, Mississippi, and they had to flee when he was like a toddler, and like it's a whole thing. So I've seen like intentional shit that can happen to you when people are trying to set obstacles for you. But my best friend in sixth, it's funny, right? So I was really good at school though, despite all of this. My grandma raised all of her kids. Like I had an uncle who was a college professor at the time, and I had access to all of this privilege. And then school started going really bad because you can't, especially when you're a kid, you can't override what's happening at home in most cases, right? So
Mm.
I started doing really bad at school. The first friend I made in sixth grade when I started middle school is my friend Anthony Bellavia, who I still text to this day, right? And
Nice.
his father died when he was 3 years old. He was a drug dealer. They felt like the hospital didn't really even look after him and shit. And they moved around a lot. And his mother was kind of on and off substances. But we were both in gifted classes, but we were both getting kicked out because neither one of us had the capacity to really engage in schooling when home was so fucked up. So again, this is a skinny white Sicilian kid from the suburbs. Nobody really particularly gave a fuck, and he didn't have a built-in excuse per se to just be bad at shit. Now our parenting situation was a bit different. I couldn't get away with certain things. He could. And so I wasn't going to be missing school, but he would just not show up for school for like half the year. And eventually he dropped out in 7th grade. Didn't finish middle school, but we remained friends. It's, just one of our buddies. We were into whatever kids get into, stealing shit, whatever.
Yeah.
And eventually, again, I may have not made it through high school. Actually, I almost didn't graduate. I almost didn't walk at graduation because my whole senior year I was ditching. I knew I was good at track and field. I would come in at 2 or 3, show up for practice, come back the next day at first period, leave at second period, wash, rinse, and repeat. So I wouldn't have even made it through high school if I wasn't an athlete. And I knew the credit recovery teacher, like, since I was a freshman. He was the girls track and field coach. So when it came down to it, I was able to call in a favor, get a couple credits made up in the last week when my peers were all getting ready for graduation, and be able to walk. But he's still just out doing his thing or whatever. And he was always in the computers. Like, he was the first person to teach me how to burn a CD. We would bond over music. We'd be listening to Queen and I don't like the Killers. Like, the Killers was a big thing for us, or friends, for all of the alternative rock and a lot of the Jay-Z. So he was always in the computers. I wasn't good at school, but made it through due to track and field. Tried college. Obviously, that wasn't going anywhere. So it's like harder curriculum with less structure. Totally not happening. So I ended up going to job corps. My dad went in a little bit before I did, and I went in after him. And he was able to get his GED there and a computer certification. And he took the ASVAB, and he went to the Navy, and he got to serve in Sicily, which, again, we're just like dad's side of the family is from. And now we like can mostly write his own check because he was able to figure that thing out. So we were the kids getting told that we wouldn't be shit, but just because he had that determination to, I don't know, to figure it out is a thing. But I say all of that to say, if someone were to just see him in a snapshot right now, they might go, middle-aged white male working in computers, your life is easy.
Yeah.
And not have any idea that this is a person who had to get it from the bottom of the bottom. So I understand no one's life is easy per se, but you do have particular challenges, but it's a reason to have empathy for everyone, and also appreciate that everyone has their own story and struggles. I don't know. I'm not sure why I started that, but now I'm here.
That is amazing. I like just put my hand over my heart instinctively, just like, oh, I feel the love, man. I feel it. Like, seriously. I made Monk tell his story last time. I'm not going to make him tell his story again this time. But shit, it almost made me emotional just because, like, I don't know, you're talking about this person who's doing well now. And I don't know. I don't want to say Monk's story. I can't continue without permission.
Cliff notes. Dad never really part of the picture. Mom, lots of different boyfriends, all that stuff. She got diagnosed with cancer when I was really young. By the time I was like 13, 14, I ended up having to drop out of school to take care of them. I became the parent. And life just kind of fucking faltered, just spiraled. You know what I mean? Like, it was starting before that. Like my mom was always, how do I explain it?
You can explain it.
They were my friend, not really so much a parent. And so once she got sick, it became like, now there's no structure. So that now I was it just roles reversed. Now I'm having to parent and make sure that person's okay. So there is very little time for me to do my own growing and
for sure,
discovery and stuff like that. So right now I'm kind of, that's why it's like I'm healing with the stuff that I have. It's because, I didn't really get to do that, right? So I'm going back and doing all those things while I have the chance to now. And it's like resilience. It's like by all accounts, I should not be here. Like, I shouldn't have been successful. I was told I was a failure, but I got my apartment. I got a roof over, like I said, a roof over my head, food, like accessories, all my accoutrements, like.
Oh yeah,
life is good.
Yeah, man.
For sure. I'm super happy to hear that. That's inspiring for me. Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that.
Yeah. No, not a problem. But yeah, no, like life was hard, and like I said, resilience, right? Like life will beat you down a whole bunch of times, and eventually, and it's like, again, at the time I didn't really understand, but watching my mom kind of like spiral like they did, it was like I kind of got to see life, like what could happen to me as a person if I let those people who told me I was going to be a failure succeed in their words.
Mm.
So it was like a picture of like, is as bad as it is to say, like it was a picture of like, here's what not to be. Right.
That's how I feel about my parents.
Yeah.
And no, it's that's common. It's typical. There's a lot of things in our parents that we don't want to be because, well, they come from a different time. They come from like the things I was saying, like my mom's opinions and things where I'm like, what patriarchy hell did you grow up in? Because like, like to have that kind of opinion can be complicated. And I know a lot of us, even our own parents, are like, I don't want to be like my parents, but like, whew, yeah, they were my example of marriage, right? And
Yeah.
they were always kind of like yelling and bickering, and I was always having to play referee. And so I just learned in therapy recently that like I was made to be the adult because my brother, we're 8 years apart, so I was 8 years old. At 16, he was like, I'm done with this. Like, I'm depressed. I'm not happy. I'm going to go live with my band. And he did his shit. And he apologizes to me to this day for leaving me because yeah, then like, I don't know, he didn't know, but like I just became like a moderator. Like I became this little therapist for my mom, who treated me as in all of my birthday cards and every card she's ever given me, it says my best friend, my sister, my daughter. It's like I was always her daughter last. Like I was her helper or it was a lot. And then, like hearing parents just going at each other and that being my example of marriage and what love is supposed to be. 'Cause my understanding of marriage was, well, that's love. And so I'm like watching this and I'm like, oh man, like, I don't want to get married. Like, what if that's if you just have to like suck it all up and be with a person that you hate? Like, is that really what marriage is? It was that was my what not to do lesson for sure. Very, very vague, but like at the same time, I don't know.
No, I get it. Like I see that
Yeah.
with, I'd say more so with my dad, and even with that, I appreciate him because like the hypothetical question you posed to your mom, like what patriarchal hell did you grow up in? People will tell you about their childhood without necessarily telling you. I realized that about my parents generally, with the questions they ask, with the things they accept, the things they don't accept. You're telling me a story. These things were instilled in you at some point because I can look to myself and go, I was instilled with a certain level of confidence or belief in myself to go in and just figure shit out because I had aunts and uncles who literally were like, you can do it. Or I had an older sister who, again, me and my sister were born in the same calendar year, same parents, but she was born in January. I was born in December. And like just literally my dad sitting and working with her on her schoolwork gave me such a head start. And it's like people go, oh, you're smart. It's like, I just had access to information, but I'm aware of this. You aren't. You see me and just see the finished product. I see that I was just kind of lucky. So with that, knowing how much of the things that people would just summarize as me were extensions of my environment, I was able to kind of reverse engineer and hear like when my dad says certain things about himself or speaks down about himself or speaks down about other people, this is just the thought process that you were given. And now I have to try and combat, or I don't have to try and combat it. I choose to try and combat it because ultimately he didn't grow up with his father around. And I feel like that's a big part of some of his struggles is like, you don't necessarily have someone that loves you like you loved us. And I want you to see return on your investment because you weren't perfect, but I can't say you ever weren't there. I can't say that you didn't love us. You just didn't necessarily have the best techniques. It's kind of like the
Yeah.
teachers just teaching with what they have available to them.
So true. Yeah, that's another thing in therapy that I've come to learn is like, just like, I mean, sometimes some of you guys know that I have a parent that was also an addict, and they'll apologize to me, and I'm like, first of all, you can't apologize for genetics, and second of all, like, you can't apologize for your like for my actions, like, like there's I don't know. And speaking of that topic, they never were like, it's us or like the drugs or the substance or whatever. They were always like, hey, when you figure it out, just like come home, make sure you come home after. And that was probably what saved my life. Having one parent that's educated on all of these things, and like I'm always just saying, like, you never have to apologize. What you guys did is you saved my life. Like, just by because I know people that live similar lives that were kicked out of their home and in times like that. And I think I probably had this conversation with both of you. We need support in those times when we're at our most lost and at our most just like vulnerable and fragile. It's like for someone to be like, hey, now you don't have a roof over your head or something. Like, holy, all my friends that went through that, not all, but a way too large amount of young people are not here and then get to evolve and age because, yeah, man, the streets are tough. So,
It's
yeah,
tough. It's shit. It's very unforgiving for the most part.
DOS is true.
Yeah.
It's funny. I talk about this stuff and then I like zone out because I'm like, wait, trauma. But it's good to talk about it. This is like group therapy right now. Seriously, you
Yeah.
two are like, I mean, I'm my YouTube friends, I guess, but like, I was like, I'm connected to the two of you because you're both intelligent and you both live badass lives, and like I knew that before even you telling me about your lives. It was just like,
No, I
I
appreciate
don't
it.
know. I could
Thank
I
you.
could just like tell. Yeah.
I appreciate that. But like I understand in a way, and I feel like it's better to talk about it because it's like we see our parents, and it's like they are continuing a cycle, and that is what trauma is. It is you are passing on that trauma you have onto me, and now I'm going to, like, every relationship I'm with now, I'm going to pass that off onto them, and they'll pass it off to their partners in the future. And it is just a cycle of negativity. So it's better to talk about it and heal than to hold it in and continue that cycle and hurt all of these other people the same way, in my opinion.
Oh, true. Yeah, no. I would actually say I agree with that completely. Yeah.
Same, same. Like in what you were saying, what you both were saying about seeing things that you didn't necessarily want to be. For me as a child, like I had honest struggles that I didn't necessarily know how to answer to as a kid,
Yeah.
but I didn't get believed a lot necessarily, at least from my father. My mom was more receptive, but my dad definitely being the more outspoken and more, I guess, extreme in his expression, it was a problem. And I didn't want to ever be that for anyone else. I felt bullied. I was more or less bullied. And it was like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever want to be that. I felt not heard and not trusted, and I didn't ever want to be that. So in turn, it made me want to listen to people, and it made me want to give people opportunities to speak and say their part. And that doesn't mean you have to agree with everything, but just the ability to create space for people was always something that I wanted to be able to do. So even just having these conversations is something I enjoy doing for other people, even if I'm just the person listening, because I realize how much people just walk around not feeling heard for exactly what you said, Monk. Like it just becomes these cycles, they become normalized. So if you're not questioning them, then there's no reason to even like decompress or think that you should be doing anything if you've already just accepted that that's quote unquote what it is.
Mm, mm,
No, 100%. It is like, I don't like, yeah, just everyone has fall, like it is normal. Again, we talked about normal. That is the normal, is those cycles, because it is. Well, it was good. It was good. Like we talked about it with the schooling. It was good for me, so it's good enough for you. It worked for me, so it'll work for you. And there's so much lack of understanding of the person that you're trying to raise or date or anything like that. Like it is, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander, and to have, again, expectations on anything or whatever is bad. And so that's why I try to, like, I use my parents as an example of, like, again, what not to be. I want to break those cycles. I want to be better consistently. I always want to be better. I want to, make people feel seen, heard, loved. Like nobody should feel lost, whether I like them or not. Nobody should feel lost.
For sure. I
It
think
is
that also
so
goes
true.
back to cognitive biases. Like, so like it was good for me or it works for me, so it'll work for you. It's a scarcity mindset. Maybe it got you from point A to point B, but that doesn't mean that there's not a plethora of different ways that might be more effective or better. But because you're working from a place of fear, and again, parenting is again, as a parent, it's a scary thing. As a parent who's dropped the ball, it's terrifying, but it's also like you have to be willing to try things, question things, because you can just go with the status quo, or if you know better, you might find something different. So you have to kind of find out what your ideal is and try to aim for that, as opposed to just going, well, I don't want to fail. I don't know. You have to have a little more faith than that, I think. Well, you don't have to do anything, but I think having a little more faith than that can be a good thing. At least the willingness to ask the question. You may end up going, well, maybe the old way is the most effective way, but the willingness to even explore it is a thing.
Yeah. Well,
So damn true. And that's kind of what I wanted my channel to be. Like, and again, like I was saying, oh yeah, Monk, when you were AFK, I was saying like, I just gotta thank you guys, because like I couldn't have these conversations. Like they're scary. Like with the things that we're talking about. Yes, I would love to help people too, and that's what I want my channel to be. And this is why I share my experience so openly, like especially like when there's not kids in the chat and shit, because like my experience is pretty hardcore. And I'm not making that up to be something fantabulous. It's stupid and ridiculous. And I have resentment that I'm working on. But like, I feel like it's like service is healing in a way. It's like kind of like an AA, what they say, right? Like it's like, you become a sponsor and you help people. Although I could never do that, because if I was someone's sponsor and then they like relapse, I'd be like, was it me? Like, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not ready for that shit yet. But like, I want to be that kind of a sponsor to people. And that's why I do talk about like crisis lines and mental health on my home. But Monk and Herman, thank you for being here, because a lot of these topics are just hard to talk about by oneself.
Yeah.
Like, it's yeah. I mean, a lot of times when I am talking about it, I'll just like trail off, because again, that dissociation hits where I'm like, oh wait, I'm talking about something that really affected me once, and I'm gonna have to talk about that in therapy. Like, whereas this is like therapy. Not that I think either of you, there's no expectations of you to listen or be there or anything. It's just you guys are genuinely good people, literally sitting here late at night, like having an excellent conversation about, holy crap, what, like existence? Like I don't even know at this point. It's amazing.
Yeah, no,
I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, 100%. Same. It is like, it's like, but again, I'm 31. I need to be having these conversations, because it's like only, like I would say, like, people talk about, age 4 I became cognitive. I feel like only in like my late 20s did I start to be like self-realizing, you know what I mean, or like able to even process those emotions, thoughts, and feelings to be like, I am who I am. I know why I am who I am. I like the things that I like. I know what I want to do with my life. That kind of stuff, like the deeper things, right? So it's like better to talk about these stuff now with a group of people that, especially we're all in a similar age group, to express and be like everybody has their own journeys and we have understanding, and it's like that's it, right? It's like it's looking for people who understand, and in that way I can not feel judged, because it's not always judgment, but it's like you get it. You know what I mean? Like it's like I don't even need to really go into details. You just understand the feelings, the emotions that go behind the words that I'm saying.
Exactly. It's this is the point of group therapy too, is just to recognize that you're not alone. Because there's one thing about like one-on-one therapy, right? You know, where you're getting suggestions and no one's ever telling you how to live your life, but they're like, you know, these are options, and you know, these maybe this is how you need to lay boundaries, or maybe this will help you with this. But when you're in a group and like people are saying the same shit, like I remember we were having a talk when like early days of Gemstone being live about dissociation, and everyone was like, "Yeah, I dissociate," and I was like, "Oh my god, I feel so at home. Like I'm gonna continue doing this. This is amazing." And it was like I think us three talking about it too.
Yeah.
For sure. Like that's been a huge struggle of mine, is I will isolate because of a sense of perfectionism and shame that comes with kind of certain forms of ADHD, and just rearing being told that you have to be right all the time before you take action. So like the isolation thing is huge, and just literally hearing that other people struggle with some of this stuff makes me feel less alone. And that's like literally the antidote for me in a lot of cases, is just not being alone. Sometimes it's just having a conversation. It could be about anything. It could be about some innocuous shit. But sometimes hearing about those particular struggles is just a huge boost for me, because again, that's my biggest problem, is isolation and being too much to myself because I'm trying to be a perfectionist. And sometimes I don't want to be bothered, and other times I don't want to be a burden. And that's not how we're designed to be as human beings. We're social creatures by nature. We need a certain level of human connection generally. Although, again, I think the isolation has been good in a lot of ways. It's taught me how to not fear challenging and questioning things for fear of being ostracized. So, like, in that sense, it's a good thing. But also, that doesn't have to be my default. So, having people to have these conversations with is a huge deal.
Yeah, and it's like I totally understand like the self isolation thing. It's like for me, it is safety, right? Like it is
For
not so
sure.
much like perfection, but it is more just like, again, being resilient. It is I don't have to really fear the failure as much, and like but like it has been a bad thing for me, because now I'm at the point where like I'm getting better, but I was at the point where now I only want that safety, right? I only want that safety of isolation. I don't want to be perceived. I don't want to be known, anything like that. But then having talks and things like that, it has helped me see that, like, okay, you know, maybe I do want that. Maybe I do want to not self-isolate and be an open and expressive person. Because it's like before I was a self-isolating person, I was an expressive human being. It's like self-isolation became, again, like safety. It's also like I'm not a monster. Monster's the too big thing, but it's like I have to contain myself from the world. But there's positive things that have come out of it, because it's like human beings are scared of being alone, and I think that helped me process. Like I don't fear being single or being alone or dying alone. All of those like really deep thoughts, because it's like, no, I'm comfortable with myself. I'm happy in my own company, and that's a big thing, because not a lot of people are happy in their own company at all.
It's so true. Like I choose to be alone and I don't feel lonely. You know, like if I start to feel the loneliness creeping in, then I'm like, oh shit, yeah, like I need to socialize. Like you said, Herman, like we're social creatures. But I mean, I have the same thing. I call it hermit mode.
Yeah.
I probably you both have probably heard that before because like I hermit mode all
Absolutely.
the time. It's just like I don't know. I need to. I mean, someone used this word today and like detox from life sometimes. Like yeah, there's like detox from technology. You know, you can detox from like food. You can fast, but like yeah, like it's kind of like fasting and just like not having exactly people's opinions and people like all of these different kinds of things. Whoa, I just remembered what I was going to say when Herman asked that question about if we got anything from school. So Monk said resilience. I learned that my biggest asset and my biggest strength is that I'm stubborn. I don't give up. I get back in the saddle. I always have to get back in the saddle, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
You fall off, you get up, you go, like it, move forward, and that's my stubbornness. Like, you know, when my arm almost got amputated, like as soon as I got out of the hospital, I was like doing like trying to play guitar and do crazy things with like the like just like hundreds of stitches. Just like I was like, no,
Mhm.
I'm. They said I might not be like that. I might lose use of this, and like my stubbornness kicked in and it's like a strength of mine. It's just like to be stubborn and to not allow certain authority figures or what people say and label me as actually define me. Like I was just too stubborn for that, and that was I think ultimately a positive thing for me.
Mm.
Eventually but yeah, and
Sure.
like you know I'm still working on it too.
Yeah.
I'm not, no one's perfect, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's funny they say like putting on the blinders, like it's a horse term, like so you can only
Mhm.
see in one direction. Sounds like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, it's really easy to look back. Or, like, another thing that's very easy for humans or just our minds to do is to just focus on the negative. There can be like 100 million positive things, but then if there's like one negative thing that's irking us, like, we can just completely, that one negative thing eclipses everything else that's going on. And it's like, why human brain be like this?
Yeah. No, I get 100%. Like it is. I don't know, but I don't even know why I do it either. Like that's the thing. Is like yeah, it's the same. It's like why am I focusing on this? Why is this outweighed? Why am I not happy with the good stuff? And it's like I'm starting to get better with that, but
Mhm.
there was a point there where one negative would outweigh the 9 positives that just came along. Just because maybe not that I'm ungrateful, but it is being ungrateful for those positive things, but it is I'm so used to the negative that I've set myself up to be prepared for the negative thing to come,
Mm,
that those positive things don't matter as much because even if that negative thing doesn't come, I'm still like, well, it's gonna be ruined anyway. So
you're
why are
prepared.
these positive things even really matter? Oh, I can't
Mm.
really even enjoy them anyways, you know, like I got to do this, and this, but it's like maybe tomorrow it's gonna be bad. So it's like,
Oh my God. Yep. That's me,
oh,
So
man. That's
I've
so
heard
me. Yep.
I've heard a thing about this, right? So as human beings, just modern technology is just that, is modern, right?
hmm,
So being risk averse was often the difference between life and death. So
yeah,
you can string off 12 straight awesome things, and then the saber-toothed tiger comes and eats you. So
yeah,
that one bad thing can throw off all of the good, but all of the good doesn't necessarily get rid of the bad. So as a survival mechanism, we tend to be more kind of alert of the negativity, because the negativity, again, one bad day, you can be having an awesome day and then you get hit by a bus and it's all over. Like, so for that reason, we have to kind of perceive the negativity around us and be a bit
yeah,
more aware of it, because there's only so much good you can surplus for that reason. So again, I think it's just kind of a cognitive bias. Now, again, it doesn't always work in a rational way. So like the bad thing that we're taking notice of could be like, I don't know, a workplace thing, but we draw it out to its furthest extent because of survival instincts. Well, I lose my job, and then maybe I get a bad reputation. I can't get a job, and then I'm destitute, and then it all goes. So we have this thing in us that's designed to look out for worst case scenario because it's just a survival mechanism. But we can condition ourselves, and through consistent habits and practice can work past that because it can be a thing. That's kind of what anxiety is in my mind. It's like this fear of an unknown negative that may or may not even be realistic, but it's kind of there. It's kind of in your mind regardless. So it's something I've struggled with a ton. I've had good success in the past with gratitude journals and stuff like that. But again, because I've been a bit too isolated, I've broken out of a lot of habits that have served me well, and I'm working to get back into a lot of those things because they really do help. And it feels kind of silly a lot of the times to just sit there and do that. Like, what am I grateful for? But to literally think of three things, no matter how small they are, it can literally be like, I've written in my gratitude journal that I'm thankful for electricity because I think about, I live in Chicago. I live in a cold winter city, and I don't know if I'd still be here without it because I hate the cold. And just the fact that someone created this shit is wonderful. Or indoor plumbing, or just anything. TV personality that I like because they made me laugh that morning. But the thought of being present and sitting and finding things to be grateful for to kind of calibrate your mind for appreciation is very powerful. And I need to practice what I preach in that sense because, again, I've tapered off. But for anyone who's listening or you guys or whoever, it can be a very helpful thing.
100%.
I forgot to unmute. It's so true. I can't turn my camera around, but okay, hold on. So I don't know if you can read that, but I'm pretty sure it says like 3 affirmations daily plus gratitude. And it's on my bathroom mirror to be like, okay, so every morning when I wake up or whenever I'm in the washroom, generally, I guess, I need to say 3 affirmations like, I don't know, I love me, and I will try my very best today to, continue recovery or whatever it is. And same, the 3, just naming things that I'm grateful for. And it kind of does seem silly, like to just sit there and be like, I am grateful for this today. I am grateful for this today. But I'm gonna tell you, I have journals since I was 9 years old of me doing that. And it's one consistent thing that has kept me like really, really healthy. And I can go back and read it now and like see that 9-year-old or that 15-year-old or that lost, young adult and just kind of be like, oh, okay, like at least I kept writing. And that's like one of those really good things that I did. Cause even when I wasn't grateful, it's like, yeah, I learn now. I read those things, and I'm like, whoa! You know what it is? You think, Monk, you said there's a good point where you said, like, you're like ungrateful, but it's like it's more like we take the positive things for granted, almost. Yeah. Like it's more like positive is like, yeah, like we take it for granted, and then I'm the same way as well. Just a sidebar with the whole like my mood, living with depression. Is like it feels like there's this giant mountain and I make it to the top of this mountain, but then like depression hits and I just tumbled and it's painful, man. Like I fall down that mountain and then I'm at the very bottom of it again and I have to look up at the top and be like, I was all the way up there and like that took so much work and skills and like all my tools in my toolbox like to get there. Like I don't even want to do it again. So now like just because that's been a repetitive cycle in my life, I'm at the point like where I'm trying to work on this, but when I feel good, I'm like immediately like, nah, this isn't gonna last. Like I'm not even going to pay attention to the fact that I'm feeling good because I 100% know that this is not going to last.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's so unhealthy. I know when I say it out loud, I'm like, if a friend said that to me, I'd be like, get over yourself. Like, no, I would say something really kind, but, yeah, man, holy, that's how life is for me.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, cause it's again, I do same analogy where I climb to the top of the mountain, and it's not so much like I fall down and then I'm like, well, I don't want to do it again. My thing is that on the journey to get up there, I get up there, and then I'm like, well, that wasn't like you. It's that wasn't really worth it.
Mm.
No one really
Mhm.
like no one was really there to like. It's not that I need the acknowledgement, but it's like life still sucks because no one was there for the journey and the destination wasn't really worth it and everything kind of is sad. Like I'm focusing on all the again there's I made all the positive steps to get to the top of that mountain, but all those missteps like sometimes are the focus, and that's where my depression is like an overtaking thing in that sense where it is all these beautiful moments and successes, and my depression will put a complete stop to those things, right? Like it's not like
Mhm.
how we were talking in the small way. My depression will stop it completely.
Mm.
Like I'm not even gonna like now I'm not even getting out of bed to go out of my way
Yep.
to get up the mountain because now I know it's definitely not worth it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and knowing you have to climb that mountain again to be quote unquote happy or normal or what
Yeah.
it's just it's torture. It's
Yeah.
torture when you're back down at the bottom and your mood is low, or one's mood is low, I should say. It's yeah, it's a kerfuffle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't think of the word. So kerfuffle.
Yeah.
Conundrum.
Mm. Hmm. I think that's actually what I meant to say, but like kerfuffle is more fun.
For sure. All those F's. But I think that's where the kind of the finding joy in the journey comes in.
Mm.
Because if you're waiting for the destination, then it becomes like it's dependent. It could be this amazing high, and it could just be like, this was okay. I don't know if I'd do it again, and if it was worth it. Now I feel because I've seen those for sure, and I had to realize like there were days where I was depressed, but then just out of the blue, I would have like an amazing day doing nothing, watching something stupid on YouTube, and it was like, man, I don't know that I was happier in the other place than I was here. I was so
Yeah.
tuned in and locked in, trying to quote unquote succeed or whatever in this other spot. And I found sincere happiness and laughs or whatever, being broke or whatever. And again, you want balance. I'm not saying like go into abject
Yeah.
poverty to find happiness, but also again, it's the kind of like the same way being isolated can teach you a lot about yourself and how to be stable when you're with people. It's like having nothing or taking the falls can teach you how to find happiness regardless of where you're at.
Yeah.
So, like, I've had to learn that part for sure. I've had to definitely rewire myself to be able to appreciate not being in a quote unquote good position.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is that like not everything is black or white. There's a million colors and shades. You can live in the gray in between and have both truths be true, and know that you can be successful and climb that mountain, but also have the days where I need to stop and rest and be sad and process emotions and be human. Like
That's the thing,
For
is it's
sure.
just human. Everything that we're talking about is human, and but everything we're talking about, almost everything we're talking about, is stigmatized. It's taboo.
yeah,
It's not conversation that is a societal norm, and there's
yeah,
that norm word again, right?
yeah.
Silly.
Yeah, no, it is silly. And again, it's like especially like not especially, but like being AMAB, being male, it is don't ever do that. Don't that's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't express. If you express, then you're less than. So
And it's literally that philosophy literally in my mind makes you a worse version of yourself.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
You need to self-realize, you need to process things, you need to be weak. What you like to be strong, you need to be weak at moments. Like my thing is that my biggest like like success is being resilient from all those things, but also I want to make sure no one has to be resilient either. Like if I have kids, I don't want them to have to be resilient. I want them to be tough, but resilient is not the way that I want them to feel. I want them to be able to be tough in their own way, but resilience is I was forced into being that. I'm resilient because of having somebody throw stuff at me, not putting myself into those positions. So
right.
I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, that's the thing is like
no,
cycles.
Please keep going.
Also,
I appreciate it because that's a real question. But please don't let me cut you off. Please keep going.
I actually lost train of thought there now, but
ADHD and all of us.
Cycles.
We get cycles. Again, that's the thing is like, yeah, I again, my biggest success is the resilience. Again, black and white. There's a gray in between, and it's like, yeah, where it is a success, it's not. It's also a failure in a way, but not of my own doing. It's still a failure, and there's that gray in between where I want to break that cycle and teach people to be resilient and also weak.
Weak is such a silly word to me now, because like it's a valid word. It is a valid word, and it is human.
Yeah.
We are allowed to feel weak. There's nothing wrong with that. But also, like, the word vulnerable isn't used enough, because being a vulnerable human being is like, I don't know. I think that that's a better term, quote unquote, personally, because when we're vulnerable, we're open and we show fragility. And like, yes, some people will be like, "Oh, dude, you're weak because you're crying or something." Like, I mean, that's happened to me, and I'm a female. Like, stop crying, you're so weak. But this is not it. It's like it's a vulnerable moment. And like I said, even with my horrible journey that I went on, I like, yeah, I was vulnerable, and I had people who cared. There were people that didn't care, and that didn't help. I could say that. But yeah, when we're vulnerable, even especially taking it like self-realizing, self-actualizing, all that jazz, it's so important for us to do. And I really get kind of like PO'd at the fact that men are still told, like, I mean, everyone is, but it's still like an expectation for some reason, men to pull your bootstraps. What are bootstraps? Whatever. Pull your things up and just keep going. I'm getting tired, but yeah.
No, you're the cowgirl. I don't know about bootstraps.
Like, that was too close to a compliment. Shut up.
My thing too is that like how do I explain? Again, I'm losing trains of thoughts now. I'm like, we're all over the place with subjects, and it's like,
oh, is it the being man in society?
Oh yeah, how for me it's when I became a man, that would have been fine. Like as an adult to have those expectations, but my thing was like as a child, it was man up, and it's like I'm like 5 or 6, and it's like just man up, don't be sad, just don't cry, and it's like. I'm like at the time it's like okay, but as an adult it's like man, I'm a fucking kid. I should be able to cry. I should be able to hurt myself and be sad about it. I should be able to be sad about like something didn't happen like the way that I wanted it to. I should be able to express that, not be told that it's stupid that I have those feelings.
Yeah, disappointment, right?
As an adult, sorry, what were you saying?
Because we're not allowed to feel disappointed as kids, apparently. But
yeah, no, but like as an adult, it makes sense to be tougher and to give tough love and to take away that safety net and to be a little mean. Like mean isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes you have to be mean for people to learn. And but as a child, it's like I need to be able to learn to express those emotions because now I'm again 31, learning now how to express those emotions. I should have been able to already do that.
It's funny, right? So like that's one of those things that I always go back to, right? So again, just drawing from my own personal history, like I have aunts and uncles who were in higher education and were professional educators or what have you, but my grandmother was born on a plantation in Mississippi as well and picked cotton and all of this other shit. And there was never a discrepancy in respect as it, as like her compared to her kids. Like I was expected to respect everyone, not because they had a formal education or they did this job or that job. It's just because they were who they were. Now, ultimately, I understand that like my aunts and uncles were able to do certain things because they had access to certain things. Like they were able to go to certain schools, whatever the case may be. But my grandmother, I can't say that she didn't have the cognitive ability to do what they did. It just was like she maybe wasn't put in position to even be able to explore these things, right? So when it comes to human beings and our quote unquote, you're supposed to be this at a certain age, it's like, have people been given the ability to develop these parts of themselves? Like, so even with adults, a lot, we run into our immaturities, we run into our spots of inexperience,
Yeah.
but still having grace with ourselves, because just because society says we're supposed to be here at a particular time doesn't mean that that's necessarily the case. And to have this expectation that you're just going to wake up magically and know something because you're a particular age isn't fair to anyone. So, like, even as adults, like, I think it becomes a matter of experience. Once you have a certain level of experience and perspective, then you're able to apply a certain level of resilience and tough love. But I don't think we ever outgrow or outgrow a place of being able to have genuine human emotions. You don't
Yeah.
ever get to a place where you shouldn't be able to feel jealous or disappointed or so same person I was telling you guys about, my buddy Bones, Anthony Bellavia, went to the military, dropped out of middle school, same person, made it out of like the toughest odds you can, some of the toughest odds you can imagine for a person.
Yeah.
Am I echoing right now?
No.
A little bit on my end.
Oh.
1 2 1 2.
It's a little bit better.
Okay, so either who, so same person who's overcome all of these odds will text me like literally yesterday, pissed off about the Chicago Bears. Like
Yeah.
I don't know a person who gets more upset about sports than he does. And it's like with everything you've gone through, I would think this is nothing to you. I've given up on this shit a long time ago. I think all of these sports teams owners are like slumlords. And I've removed myself from it because I don't need that disappointment in my life for being a Chicago sports fan. But
Yeah.
he still gets up in arms about this shit. And it's like, you know what, brother? You deserve to have that. You deserve to have this thing where you can just kind of be an angry kid who's pissed off because the quarterback threw an interception. And 95% of the time, you're doing grown up shit. You need this space to just kind of be a human. And you shouldn't ever have to not, again, within reason, you shouldn't be like breaking walls and shit and like beating people up, but like to just be able to be an innocent child in that way, you deserve to have that. And I think we all deserve to have that. And trying to force people to not have that, again, like we said, is kind of what makes people into monsters in my mind, because you're constricting them. You're not giving them, it's like putting an animal in a cage. Like they're not supposed to be in this cage.
Yep.
I'm not sure why I keep getting echoes. I'm not switching any settings here. I'm literally in the same Bluetooth, but something's happening and I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've turned my mic down. Like I like it's so quiet on my mic. My mic and my headset down. So I don't know if it's on my end or if it's just maybe the app itself.
It's probably StreamYard. I have the free version of StreamYard. Like there's there's versions that you can pay for. Like if you ever see people on StreamYard and it's like, oh, like it's all colorful and pretty, and there's like, I don't know, there's other things you can do, but this StreamYarding thing is shit. I was so excited because I thought I was gonna do like my gemstone thing. I got my headphones on and everything. I was gonna be like monk, all cool with my mic and my headphones. And then I realized, wait, that's OBS.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to do OBS and StreamYard. Like, I can't have you guys as guests.
I know how to do OBS. Have I ever shown you my? I used to stream on Twitch.
Never watched anything of yours.
Hold on, I have like 4 clips that people have made, and I will grab one of them and I will send them. Well, one of them.
Can you show them to us, because it's just like us in here? And maybe one other that's like interested in what we're saying.
Are we like the sole survivors over here? Is anybody still like in the chat?
No, this is what always happens.
It's 3:33 right now, so it's pretty here. It's 3:33.
Mhm.
Angel numbers.
Yeah, it's an angel number. It's not the witching
Well,
hour.
it's 2:33 here. Yeah, it's 2:33 here. But
Yeah, angel number for us. And then, oh my God, when it's angel number 33, 33.3. I can't do numbers. 3:33 for you, Herman. It's going to be 4:33, and I'm gonna get my McDonald's hash browns.
yeah, McDonald's. Right. It's almost time for you guys. You got what? 27
Oh,
minutes.
I've been staring at the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. We're almost there. Desperate. It's the one thing I'm desperate for.
I didn't know it was such a thing. I've definitely had those cravings. Like, there's been days where it's like, man, I could really go for a McDonald's hash brown right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. It's like Tim Hortons has hash browns and like all day, and or no, not all day either. Actually, their hash browns aren't that bad either. And it's so bad because I could just get like McCain hash browns, like 50 of them, and just like eat several hash browns like after 15 minutes in my oven. But the McDonald's, it's like the MSG, the makes stuff good. It makes stuff good. MSG. Mm.
So is that a thing for you guys in Canada? Because I know there's a lot of shit that they use in America that's banned in other places.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of stuff from you guys, so we're yeah, we're connected in many ways. Unless you know otherwise, but I'm pretty sure like Yellow 5 was given to all of us as children. So the Yellow 5 is something that made blue Smarties, like blue Skittles, like this color, like blue Freezies, blue like with a rocket popsicle. Yellow 5. It's this chemical that now has been related to ADHD. So I'm pretty sure Big Pharma, what they did was they were like, let's put Yellow 5 into like all these blue products, everything, candy, basically cereals, like things for children that like adults aren't going to eat, or even if adults eat it, then whatever. And essentially, we are the generation of ADHD. Like, we are the generation that grew up eating Yellow 5, and of course, Big Pharma got to roll in on that and be like, we can help. Medication.
I can believe it. That combined with like television and ad marketing and all of these things that kind of shorten attention spans and music and yeah.
Very true. I know. Yeah, that was. Don't allow me to misinform. That's like, I just one day when Pepsi Blue disappeared, I was like, Google what happened to Pepsi Blue, and then I learned about Yellow 5, and I just went on down a rabbit hole and was looking for like all of these studies, and as the years went by, I continued to look up Yellow 5, and eventually they just broke it. They're like, oops. Yeah, so the reason we took it away was because of like ADHD, direct correlation. Our bad.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm doing. Is like, as we're talking about it, I'm like reading into it and just seeing like what foods have had it in it, and they say it's like common in like cereals, sodas, gelatins, frostings, spices, sauces, yogurts, juices, that kind of stuff. So like predominantly things
Everything.
that kids, but like not predominantly, but like yeah. Like not common stuff, but it's also apparently like lipsticks, mouthwashes, toothpaste, detergents,
Jesus Christ,
booze, vitamin pools, and it's like linked. It's also used for cats, dogs, like all of their foods. It's a predominant dye. And yeah, there's studies that show that it's caused hyperactivity. It has caused like severe rash issues, like just hives, itching, coughing, vomiting when exposed.
just pretty much any negative thing you could possibly have.
It says that
Explosive diarrhea.
the skin rash is low though, so the chance to that only 0.1% of the entire Earth's population has a sensitivity or a tolerance.
I love these studies.
So it's like, hold on.
Total scrotal implosion.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Monk, for being. I know I have like my whole PC set up. Like I just not set up, but I mean like Google's open. I should have just yellow fived it and like quoted it and been smart and been like, those were my own words, guys. Then you guys would have Googled it and been like, whoa, you're so smart. But I'm like this.
Or
Oh, thank you. I'll let everybody take the credit. It's okay.
all right, so just a heads up, my headset is close to dying.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm gonna need my phone to order my McDonald's. So, and yeah,
late too. Like, I mean, it is late. It's not getting late. It's been late.
It was like 2 hours ago.
we in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, 4 a.m. Shit, the sun's gonna rise, and then that's gross. That's one thing. Okay, as people that are, because I know that you're natural, like you're here because of yes me, but also that the two of you are naturally like night owls. How do you feel when the sun comes up after night? Oh, a night of being awake. If you've been awake all night, right? Both of you.
Just, you know,
I mean, I guess like melancholy, down, low. Like it's hard for me to have a good day after a night of being up. Like it is like I can go through the day being like good, but at the same time I'm gonna be like, I really don't want to be perceived right now. I don't really want to talk to you, and I'm gonna talk to you, but also like you're gonna know that I don't really feel like talking sometimes.
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like,
The irritation. Sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a thing. Like, it's becoming more of a thing now. Admittedly, for me, it's like ecstasy's the driving force of it. Like, I can ecstasy my way through it and kind of make it work, but you're just generally not going to be the best version of yourself. One useful thing that I've learned is the acronym HALT, HALT, which is hungry, angry, lonely, tired. Be mindful of what you say or what you kind of engage in when you're hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Um, and like when you go into a day or two of that, is you're going to get diminishing returns. So I try not to do it as much, just as out of a sense of responsibility, out of responsibility to myself and others. But I don't know. Honestly, if I have enough ecstasy to kind of power through it, then it's not the end of the world. But it's just your cognitive abilities tend to taper off after so long. So.
Oh yeah, we start to what is it? Go insane after what is it? 48 hours or 72 hours? Is that right? Like we can actually.
I think it's because that's where you start to hit like hallucinations, and it becomes like almost
for sure
schizophrenic symptoms of like hallucinations, just like involuntary body movements, like blackouts where you'll fall asleep but still be awake, and then like you'll just be like, what happened? Like eyes won't even close. It is not a good time. It is not a good time.
I've been there. I've definitely been there multiple times, and it all becomes true. I think you can build a bit of a tolerance to it, like in a marathon distance runner kind of way.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't recommend it. Like I don't really see any practical purposes to building up this strength. So
because you're actively killing your brain, is what, at least from what I've read, is that like the lack, like after a certain point, lack of sleep is so detrimental that you're destroying your brain. So it's like you can get used to it, and it's like if you need to work or whatever in a moment, it's like maybe a job or something. I wouldn't say go out of your way to do it, but there's been moments where I've had to do it, but it's not something I consistently do because that's not fair to me or anyone around me, right? Like,
good point. Very true. I'm just trying to like figure out. I don't even know. I never know how to end things. I'm like, okay, 3:42. McDonald's. Like that's and then it's like 3:43. McDonald's. Like
Yeah.
that's my thought process right now. But
They
also,
end with
both of you.
gratitude.
Okay, gratitude. Das is true. Das is very, very true.
Hold on. So I have like no clips on my Twitch channel, so that takes to the channel. But like you can kind of see like what my
Oh,
back or like what like I kind of like.
okay. I'll show it on my phone if it's on my screen. There we go. Hold on a second. A second. Oh God, I'm gonna have to charge again. 12%. Why didn't it tell me to die?
That was more just an example of me being like I did have an understanding of OBS at one point.
Ah, yes. So I've made OBS so that I can just press start streaming and then I get to start streaming,
Yeah.
which is pretty awesome. What does this say? Go to. Oh, okay. Never mind. I clicked it. Oh, cool. That's you? Oh, sorry. There's a wire in front.
Yeah. Not in the.
Yeah, but in the corner.
Yeah, in the top right corner. Yeah, that's me.
Sweet.
The one.
And you made.
Yeah, like so that
Oh
whole
man,
setup, I did that.
that's pretty freaking cool.
Because I wanted it to be like when I play retro games, it's got like a retro TV, and then like when I would like actually click into the game, it would like get bigger. It would like zoom in.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm giving you a bad angle, but yeah, I like how you're just kind of like dying
I
a
want to
laugh.
see if I can
It's because I was
zoom
watching
in on some level.
Chan. I don't. You
wanna
probably
see
don't know who Chris Chan is. Chris Chan is.
Mhm.
He's a fellow. He's just a guy. Like there's like a 60-part documentary about this guy. Like it is, and he's just a very autistic man who has made some very poor choices in his life, and
Oh no.
yeah.
Is that the dude in the video that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh man, I laughed at him and now I feel bad.
No, you should laugh at him. He did bad things.
Oh shit. Okay.
He did
It's
bad
that kind
things.
of.
He did bad things to his elderly mother.
Oh no.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a no for us. I think all of us.
And whatever you think it is, that's probably worse.
Uh,
Like it's just like,
yeah. I've had family, unfortunately, that son, mother, awfulness,
Yeah.
scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The first thing that came to my mind was that thing, and I'm like, oh no, I hope it wasn't that thing. It's not good.
But
Yeah,
no,
that's intense.
it is. Yeah, no, he's a product of the internet. He's barely. He's just an interesting case. That's all. I like observing humans and being like, why are people the way that they are?
This is me.
For sure.
But somebody sent me that clip of him doing a sweet sidekick and it killed me, and then they clipped it. So, but no, like that's just an example of me using OBS. So I could kind of teach you like it's kind of easy.
Mm-hmm.
It
There's
is
12-year-olds using it, man, and I'm like, oh.
And if we use Discord, I can like share my screen and then like kind of show you, because like my thing is that like I'm a visual learner, so I'm like a visual teacher. It's easier for me to sit there and show somebody what to do instead it is to like explain it.
Yes,
Because if I
I'm
explain
like,
it, I'll sound stupid and both of us will fail.
I'm the same way. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I'm like, give it to me in my hands and let me take it apart and put it back together, and then I'll understand it. Like I can't just read a book and like I can and retain information, but like if I do, like that is so much better for me. And I'm like, and I'm visual too. I'm very visual. Every time I blink, there's like a show behind my eyes. So I don't know.
But yeah, no, like, so if you ever need help with that, I know there's also like there's like another one that's like, I think it's Streamlabs. I don't know which one's better at this point. I have always used yes, but Streamlabs might be the better alternative. And either way, if you need help, I can help. That is the point.
That's excellent. Do you know, just like, can you OBS and do this? Like, could I have my OBS set up and like all my
Oh yeah,
beautiful?
I'm pretty sure you can stream from your phone on OBS because I've seen people who have been streaming on OBS on their PC and then they've taken their
OBS
phone out,
mobile.
hit the
Yeah.
button, and then have gotten up and walked away. So you could actually just like switch there right on the spot.
Okay, I have to figure that out because I have OBS mobile and I was on the app today and there was only like 2 options on it and I was like, and then it was like need help and then the help wasn't helpful.
Well, I think with OBS on mobile, it is more of a raw. Like I don't know if you can actually set it up the same way as I had it on the PC because it's like that is like layering and stuff like that. Like I had to
Yeah,
make
exactly.
a lot of fucking layers and do all of it.
It's like a collage.
But you might be able to just literally like again hit the like make a separate screen or something. I don't know. I can help you figure it out. I'm just not familiar with OBS on mobile. But I have seen other people like I modded for a person named Cheeky. She did ASMR for like a year and more than a year, probably all of COVID actually. A year. COVID went by really fast. It felt like a year. They did
It
like
was heaven for me.
Yeah.
I was like, everyone has to stay 6 feet away from me. Thank God. Finally.
COVID
The
was
world
the
is
best time of my
catering to
life.
me. Yeah, same.
Other than the terror for other. Again, I'm always concerned about other people and the real human capital of that. But on a personal level, I've never had more fun. The roads were open. I was still living in like near downtown Chicago, so it wasn't a bunch of traffic. Like
Yeah.
it was, there was so much less structure. I feel like for someone with ADHD, there was so much more flexibility to do certain things.
Yeah.
And there was more consideration generally for people.
Yeah. Because it's like I wasn't like my lifestyle was deemed more acceptable because I'm kind of like hermity. And then 2, when I did go out, it was like I don't really got to worry about anyone right now either. I can just do my thing. It's just like, and even when you are around people, it's like you're wearing a mask. So it's like I also have like a safety blanket to even being perceived right now. You don't even need to. I can just kind of squint my eyes and you think I'm smiling at you, and that's fine. Like I can go on with my life.
Yeah. No, that really, really helped me too. It was like the mask. Yeah, definitely that safety blanket of it. It was like a piece of armor. Like it made me stronger. Like
Yeah.
And then, like the 6 feet thing. Like I don't know what the word is, but I feel like I harassed the 6 feet thing. Like if people got too close to me, I finally felt like I could be like, respect my personal space. Like it was the first time I could say that out loud and not be like looked at like a weird chick that's probably in therapy. But like,
no, but
yo, you need to say that.
In general, just like it doesn't even need to be COVID. Why are you even 6 feet close to me? Like I don't know you like that.
I know.
Too close, man. You're too close.
Yeah, that's how I feel about so many things that happened during COVID. Like a lot of people working in office. Like a lot of this stuff doesn't need to happen the way that it does, and we can have a fundamental reassessing of how our society works in this moment. And in some ways we have, but I wish a lot more of it would have stuck.
It's true. Yeah, my producer, he works from home. So he works for Rogers. Like he's at Rogers headquarters here. And it's a like Canadian internet and phone, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so but like, dude, like, so it's a good thing and a bad thing, I think, because like now he works from home unless he has to go in like and be there physically to do IT type stuff. But he gets to be at home with his recording studio and all his production gear and stuff like this. So I'm like, that's a good thing because now he's actually at home and like there's nobody, everyone's at home like when he has his meetings and stuff, and everyone's on like a Zoom call or business Zoom, whatever they use, and it's like everyone's just at home. Like you hear people's dogs barking, kids crying, like all this kind of stuff, and it's just chilling. And it's like no one actually needs to be in there. It was funny. They actually tried to have everyone come back, and then Rogers flooded when we had that huge rainfall. So, so then now they're still all working. from home. But then it's also a negative because I think that I've noticed for a lot of people that were working, they got to keep their job, but it became from home. It's so hard to separate work and home, like
Mm.
because you're working at home, like it's not easy. It sounds stressful. From what I know about it, just like I always say being sick or being whatever differently abled, it's like a full-time job because I'm consistently in recovery. I'm consistently traveling across the greater Toronto area for doctor's appointments and
Mm.
confirmations and like, okay, you can horseback ride, you can't horseback ride, like things that are really meaningful. It's like it's a full-time job. And then I come home and I have to like decompress, right? And so I'm like, I can't even imagine having like an actual full-time job, 9 to 5, but it's like at home, like in your room or something, like where you sleep or
Yeah.
Hey, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, I can
yeah,
hear
man.
Okay, cool. Because my head said that. But with that, so again, it's just kind of a balance thing, right? So the option to work from home in as opposed to like the requirement, like if it becomes a thing that I could possibly do, again, maybe it becomes a balance thing. Like, so for my little sister's job, when they transitioned back, it became like 3 and 2 kind of thing. Like, all right, 2 days in office, 3 days at home. But for people, so I have a friend, my old neighbor, Sean, he worked in tech and he already had the capacity pre-COVID to work remotely.
Yeah.
So he was someone who was alluding to what you were saying, Jim, about like, I can't really work from home because it's just too familiar. It's too comfortable. I won't be effective. So he would just go to like the local coffee shop. But that still gives him a level of flexibility to be like, all right, well, maybe this day I'll go here. Next day I'll go there. Maybe next day I will stay home, but I'll work from the back porch. But that optionality is a very crucial thing. And I can say during COVID, I was a partner in a business. The business was maybe on a good day 45 minutes away commuting. On a bad day or during rush hour, it might be an hour and 15, something like that. And that doesn't always get taken into account when we speak about like, all right, if you have a 40-hour work week, but then you have to add an additional 90 minutes each day and you have to dress to do this. So like it takes away all of this kind of ancillary time and energy as well that just adds to the stress level and you're not getting compensated for any of this. So like all of, again, just having these conversations in my mind is really important and these things should be taken into consideration a little bit more because I don't think they are enough. It's just like, all right, you're here when you're here, get here when you're supposed to get here, leave when you're supposed to leave, and whatever you do in your time is your, depending on the job you have, because a lot of times they don't even respect that space. But like, you know, it's your time. But again, I've been there. Like, all right, well, I was working in construction when I didn't have a car, so I might have to do 8, 9, 10-hour days of physical labor and then ride public transportation home, and I'm exhausted by the time I get home. I don't want to do fucking laundry. I don't want to cook food. I don't. So again, alluding to what I was saying prior about just kind of keeping people in a state of exhaustion and stress, I think just becomes an accepted normal thing and people are easier to exploit when they're in those kinds of states.
Yeah, I'm snapping. Preach. Oh wait, you can see me maybe, but yeah, that's absolutely amazing. That's really good insight, and like I'm totally gonna tell my producer that like you should go to a coffee shop or something like with Wi-Fi. By the way, like that's really good advice because I don't know why I just saw I don't know. I guess I can have blinders on in a bad way as much as it could be a positive thing too. And it's just like this is shitty. I agree with you, friend. This is not a good setup. This is not good for your mental health. And then like ended it there. Like there was no solution. And you just like came out with a solution. So I'm like, huh, I wonder. But also, geez, everything you said reminds me of the Smashing Pumpkins song. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah.
Despite all my rage. Hi, CK. Thank you for being here. Oh, that's right. So it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you where you are. Sorry, CK. I have to take your moderator status because complicated. But I will give back moderator status when we have networking parties. Yeah.
All right, guys. So it's pushing 3 o'clock. I'm gonna have to exit the group chat here. This awesome conversation we've been having. It's been amazing. I appreciate doing it. I love to do it again at some time, maybe soon. But of course, that's totally up to Jim. But man, this has been a blast. This has been enlightening. This has been very needed and appreciated.
Yes,
I
agree.
Thank you, Jem, for setting up this beautiful conversation.
I know. I mean, geez, not I know. That was a compliment. I can't go. I know. I have to go.
Fuck it. Be cocky.
Yeah. No one else is here, right? Yeah. No, screw it. Yeah. I had a feeling that having you two on would just be like set me up to be in this like comfortable position and where I could talk openly and freely, and had a feeling also that it would just be pretty much us in here. But thank you for being here, CK. Thank you for your support. And it was funny though when we were talking about sleep and like how not sleeping isn't negatively effective or is a negative thing for humans. So I was feeling really bad about that. So I think I'm just going to end the stream so that we may all get rest at the very least.
Yeah, no. But like again, it was a very great conversation. I appreciate you both, and I hope we can do this again soon.
Likewise.
Sure. Last thing, I didn't notice, Monk. I did not notice until literally just now that that's a Rocco's Modern Life shirt. When we're talking about childhood and that, love that shirt. Totally shout out to that shirt.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no. That's kind of the vibe. Just hold on to some things from my childhood. Rocco's Modern Life was one of them.
For sure.
I know, that was a great show. Is it on any? Do you guys? Last question. Is it on a streaming service? Because I'm gonna get it.
I don't know if it's on Netflix. I know they had like a movie that was like a special that was on Netflix, but I don't know if they have the whole show.
Darn, I need Pirate Bay back. Okay. With that, I'll end.
Okay.
All right, you again. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you for being my panel today.
Likewise.
Or tonight or today. What's going on? All right. Okay. McDonald's time. Good night. I love you both. I really do genuinely love you both.
Good night.
So,
love you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, love you too. Man. Appreciate you.
Bye.